fucking really seals in the freshness.
Yeah. Oh god. Really seals in the flavor.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I know what I smell.
I fight crime in a rubber suit. I give you permission to cry. Hello, and welcome to episode 13 of the Thought Patrol podcast. What the fuck? What are you doing, Tyler? Okay. We are joined by Caitlyn,
Hey.
Tyler,
What's up, guys?
Sam Harris, aka The Flash,
Yo.
and Shawn, his beautiful self, as always.
Idaho.
There we go. So, how are we all doing this week, everybody? Anyone did anything interesting? We'll go around the table and the internet table because we got two coming from out of town. And how about you, Karen? You first. What you been doing?
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing at all?
Nothing at all.
It's the same
It's
thing
the
every
same
week.
thing every
This is how
week.
good our lives are. We just do absolutely nothing. This is a first world problem, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, nothing.
I started a job on Monday, so
Yeah, that's interesting. We did get hired.
Yeah, talk about that, Caitlyn. Come on.
yeah, I got hired at Chick-fil-A.
Yo.
Your boy's gonna be a cashier.
Sweet.
I better
Give me that discount, though.
I
will,
better
I
get
got you.
You better slide a chicken nugget into my pocket when I'm not looking. You know what I'm saying?
When you're not looking. When you're not looking. Yeah, sure.
Slide something else in there.
Oh God.
All right. Moving on.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was about it.
So we got Tyler as well. How you been doing, Tyler?
I've been doing pretty good, Kyle. Decent week, work. Kind of chilled out on a few days, and I started and finished Elfen Lied. Lead. Okay, I'm so
It doesn't
sorry.
matter.
I've heard
Oh,
the
really?
pronunciation Lied. Amazing anime. It blew me away.
How'd that first scene kind of
Dude, the first 9 minutes of that show fucked me up.
Yeah, I know.
And it continued to fuck me in the anus for the next 13 episodes. Or 12 episodes, whatever it was.
good.
But oh my God, it was
Yeah, that
amazing.
show's messed up.
Yeah.
You know
I have to
nothing.
be honest, man. That wasn't the show the whole time. I did stop by for a while.
What? Oh. I was like, what the fuck?
I was like, oh, and then it finally linked. But yeah, it was a pretty good show. And then my sister and I are currently watching Code Geass.
Did you watch that with her?
No.
I was going to say,
I'm
what were her initial thoughts about the first 9 minutes
I'm
being
gonna
little
recommend it to her
being
afterwards
little
after
girl
watching
tits
that.
and gore? How did that work out?
Constant tits and gore.
That was really weird.
Yeah, what a wombo combo there. But besides that, not much. I applied for some fire departments around the state of Florida, so hopefully get something out of that pretty soon, and then we'll see where that goes. But yeah, that is Tyler's possible
You could
future.
fireman carry me.
Oh, it's
any
pretty
day.
hot.
Oh yeah, I'll check your femoral artery there if you want me to, guy.
Ooh, there we go.
Whoa.
What about you, Sam? How you been doing?
Pretty good. Just, working at Lowe's, home improvement, just daily grind, putting
Slide me
stuff on
that 2x4.
shelves,
I applaud
ignoring customers,
Woo!
all that stuff.
Yeah, just day-to-day work. Yeah,
Working
so-
with hardwood.
Yeah.
You been playing any games? Anything you
Oh,
want to
yeah.
talk about?
Ton of games. Recently, I've been playing a lot of Doom multiplayer specifically. Never really played it that much. They had that 6.66 update, and I decided to jump into all the other expansions. And I have to say, a lot of variety, really fun stuff. I'm really starting to get into it. I've been leveling up like crazy. Just really loving that multiplayer, and also the campaign is terrific. And been playing some other stuff too. I played some Final Fantasy 14 with you, a couple of you guys. That was pretty fun. I think the highlight of that was the huge, enormous Moogle that was floating around. That was pretty crazy. That was the highlight of that.
I'm gonna volunteer that
playthrough.
I did buy that thing, and it is a $30 mount.
Oh wow!
But you could
That's
fit
crazy.
You could fit another person on that, so me and Shawn can have our lovely rides into the sunset on our fat Moogle.
While I watch it from a distance,
exactly.
just awkwardly.
Yeah.
Let's see. I've been playing Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I cannot believe I've waited this long not to play that game It is
Wait,
so
what?
crazy.
I
Yeah.
was waiting for him to say something.
Yeah, so I'm about to flip his shit.
Yeah.
Welcome to humanity.
I have to be honest. It feels like I'm actually playing a 2D Dark Souls. That game is so much fun. It's the music. Oh my gosh, that music is terrific. When the boss fight comes on, oh man, it's like
feel
heavy
pretty
metal.
empowered there.
It's heavy metal like Nirvana pretty much. That is just some great music, great game design. I can definitely see why it's so praised and why it's just one of those classics. So I can't believe it waited this long, but so great. I'm also playing some other Castlevania games too, but yeah, that's pretty much all I played this week. That was pretty much my week. Yeah.
Cool. I've been doing good. Let me think. We were gonna watch Kong, but my Blu-ray player broke, or our Blu-ray player broke, so that didn't happen.
No.
Besides that, I've just been playing a shitload of Final Fantasy. I've been power leveling, leaving
You have
Shawn
a
in the
Sony-
dust. What happened, Shawn?
You could have watched it on your PlayStation.
Oh, I didn't even fucking think about
Oh,
Shit, Kyle.
Blu-ray player.
no.
that. I forgot they have Blu-ray.
Didn't we
players
talk about
in
this
those.
for
Did
when
you
we
say
were talking about the
you did not?
consoles?
You're trolling me, right? You're
No, I
fucking with
swear
me.
to God, I didn't even think
Just
about
buying
it.
the PlayStation's a high-end Blu-ray player.
Kyle, never go full retard.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
like,
you just went there.
I like straight up. I'm like, oh, that sucks. And then I walked upstairs to play Final Fantasy on my PS4.
Wow.
As he takes out
funny.
like a DVD too, and it's like, oh, I don't need this. I'm playing.
That's funny as shit. So yeah, I've been playing Final Fantasy.
Gosh,
Again-
these look remarkably similar.
Power leveling like a bitch. I think I have a summoner now. It's cool because I'm a big fan of like both dot, which is damage over time, and then pet classes in games, being able to summon something to kind of help you out. And they like upgrade your summons over time, so you get a lot of cool spells. And I'm starting to get into that like strong phase where I could actually do a lot of damage really quickly, get that burstiness going. It's really fun. Definitely enjoying the game again. If it did not pull a flag that I spent $30 on a fat Moogle with a bench tied to it, then I think that's just enough of a sign that I do enjoy the game a lot. So it's good.
Doesn't it even come with a story or like a little snippet of story?
With the fat Moogle?
Yeah.
I don't know. I got it. It has an emote where it like dances, but besides that, it didn't really say anything unless it's on the website and I wasn't paying enough attention. But yeah,
I thought you read it to me.
no, I don't think so. Nice chips there, Shawn.
Can I have some?
Sounds crunchy.
All right. So I'm glad everyone's doing well. I'm
Did we ask
glad
how
you
Shawn
can
was
all...
again?
Huh?
Did we ask how Shawn was
No,
again?
yeah, Shawn explained how he was doing.
I was just making sure.
Yeah.
Did I?
Yeah, we went right after
Actually,
Sam.
I did not.
He did not.
What?
You did not ask Shawn how his day. Can we all vote on this, yay or nay, whether or not Shawn was asked how his wonderful week was, which I'm sure was wonderful, but we did not recognize such.
All right, go, Shawn. I thought he did. I really...
First the Blu-ray player, now you forget Shawn.
Well, and then
Again,
he argues
again.
it too. He's like, "No, you went right after Sam, did I? Did I, Kyle?
Shawn
I
doesn't even know.
thought.
Shawn's
Right
your memory loss
before
we all
you
have.
You're the
noticed
one
you
that
had
didn't-
another Blu-ray player.
I didn't get to speak up, and he didn't say shit, so I don't know
I
what.
didn't think of that either.
Yeah, no one. Don't.
Yeah, I
it
didn't
didn't.
think of
I
it.
could have
Shawn,
gone on, and no one
I
would
had
have
your back,
batted an eye.
I had your back, buddy.
You did.
Alright.
You did.
Go ahead, Shawn. What you got for us?
It was wonderful. Your turn.
Damn.
Savage.
Savage.
It's like, it's wonderful now that you asked.
Me and Shawn are in like the state of like a couple that are feuding, like right after the honeymoon
like the
phase,
small
where all the
children.
problems come in. Yeah, that's the state that me and Shawn are
My
constantly
marriage
in.
is ruined.
Yeah, I just can't get a divorce because he's got that. I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything.
Oh, you know
I was
exactly.
gonna
I
say
don't know where that was going.
Not wrong, but
I'm Catholic.
all right.
Is that what they're calling it now?
So let's go ahead and move on to some housekeeping. As always, we're gonna get that shit out of the way so we can move on to the podcast.
Housekeeping.
We do have a Discord. It will be
One
in
for
the
pillow.
description. It's been a little bit more active recently, but it's kind of a ghost town pretty much. But hey, you could make it not a ghost town, whoever's listening in. We'd appreciate that if you came and stopped by, talked to us, just said hello. We also, if you do like this, you can subscribe, hit that bell for YouTube, and you can subscribe to the podcast. We are both on iTunes and Google Play. if you have anything you want to say to us, you can either leave a comment or a review on the podcast on iTunes. And also, we do have a Twitter at Thought Patrol PD, where when we do start doing more things, we will have updates there for the community as well. So let's go ahead, and we have it's not a new segment, it's just we finally got something. Let's move on to our mailbag segment. So these are questions that you guys present to us from the community that we will talk about on the podcast. So the first question, here, Caitlyn, I'm going to have you read this real quick from XD Funny Guy while I check something real quick on my computer.
There you go. I was going to say, bring the guy up.
Am I really reading?
The one that says hashtag mailbag, Caitlyn.
I can see that.
All right.
Okay, so it says, why am I the best of your Discord participants?
There you go.
Actually, I'm the best. So
When was the last time? I think, now I'm going to give you a legitimate answer here, Funny Guy. I think you're the best because you actually talk to us.
Oh, it's
and
so
now there's
great.
other people that talk to us, but you're like the first person that we have not actually ever, like that I have not actually ever talked to that just kind of joined the community. So you're like the OG, dude.
And he's hanging in there too. Like it's
he's
really
actually
cool to have him around.
He's chilling out. Yeah,
Yeah.
he came from the Elite Dangerous stream that I did. So
Should we?
which had a shitload of people. It had almost 30 people on that stream. That's insane.
really bad taste in my mouth.
Go get something. That's fine. Just don't be too loud. So that is why, Mr. Funny Guy, you are the OG as it stands currently. And he's going to give me shit for it later. I could already feel it. And the other question that we have talked about, I presented to Shawn ahead of time, is D. Smitty from the It's Obvious Gaming podcast community.
I love that name. I'm sorry.
He wants to know, Shawn, what are your top Zelda games and why amongst the ones that you have played? Now, we're not going to go... This could be a podcast topic in of itself, but we're going to keep it condensed. Just give us like a top 5, Shawn, and a little bit of a reason why that you enjoy them.
I'm giving you 2 minutes.
Oh, well, no, not 2 minutes.
Yeah.
That's way too
Okay,
short.
How about 4 minutes?
Give him 5.
How about 2 minutes and
5 minutes.
2 seconds?
Give him 5 minutes.
All right, I'm starting now.
You got 5 minutes.
I'd say at the top, I'd probably put Twilight Princess and Wind Waker. Twilight Princess did some new stuff with the game mechanics, gave you a bigger world. It had a darker toned story. And there are very few of the games that actually tie in the other games that you've played in the parallel timelines. And both of those did that. Tied in with their predecessors. One tied in with one timeline spinning out of Ocarina where the hero died. And then the other one without anybody finding out he was the hero. And then the other one spins out of if Ganon won, had killed Link and actually triumphed and whatnot. So those two, especially Wind Waker, was adorbs, and it had all the facial expressions and the whole like cel-drawn animated things. So those two really kind of blew me away the most. So I put those in split place for number 1. Number 2, Ocarina of Time, because it was the first time that Zelda went 3D. And so that was legendary for all of us. I go back and play it now, and I'm not nearly as impressed because I've got bittersweet emotions towards the 64 and the whole like smear graphics thing. But the gameplay still holds up for the most part. I still fucking hate the controller, but the version that I played on 3DS was fucking kicking. So I put that at number 2. Number 3, I'd say Skyward Sword because I really liked the change in time frame. I like the fact that it was the first in the series, so you kind of got to see where stuff came from. And I thought Girahim was awesome. I don't care what anybody fucking says about him or if he poorly represents certain groups. I think he's fucking awesome. Girahim was a badass enemy. And that's number 3. 4, I'd say A Link to the Past because it took what the original game was and just kind of blew it up to where I wanted it to be when I was playing. Because the 8-bit game, it's got a fond spot in our hearts. It's hard. The dungeons are fun, but that game, it was kind of a snoozer for me during huge parts. When that came out, there was no strategy guides, right? I mean, we had to have Nintendo Power, and they'd put little dinky articles about this part or that part. But when it came out, you had to go to the school, trade stories, you work together in groups. This is before the internet. So we're sitting there like knocking heads at school trying to figure out where to find the entrance to this one or where to find the whistle for that one or so on and so forth. And I think that A Link to the Past just kind of blew it up and made it prettier and added more depth to it. So that's probably why I put that one in 4, because I still enjoy playing it and it can still be hard. And as for the 5th one, as much as it grates on me how it plays and the mechanic of having to jump around through time and shit, I'd say Majora's Mask, simply because out of all of them, it's done the most to introduce new mechanics into the game. And it had probably the darkest story of them all, although I don't see it as being as much of a downer as I used to, because there's still hope, and the hero does find his way into the afterlife where he belongs. It's just once you realize the whole thing is basically limbo, and these characters are either figments of his imagination or they're other souls that have been trapped in between the mortal coil and wherever they're going. That's kind of like heavy for Zelda. So there's my top 5. I enjoyed a lot of the other ones. I really enjoyed Oracle of Ages and Seasons, Link's Awakening. I liked Four Swords, although it made me want to punch people in the face a lot. And I haven't played Breath of the Wild yet. I'm still kind of holding on to it. I haven't touched Phantom Hourglass, Spirit Tracks, Four Swords Adventures, or Minish Cap, so I can't really speak on those. Although
Minish?
Spirit Tracks seemed linear. Minish Cap?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
All right,
Fine, it's Minish. God. But yeah, there's your answer. And I think
job.
there's my reasons why.
Good.
Under 5 minutes.
there you go, Shawn. Okay, now let's.
That was for you, boo.
Since we have time, let's go around the table. What's everyone's favorite Zelda? No top 5, but our favorite Zelda that we've played. You first, yeah. Go ahead, Cameron. Why are you looking at me for like a dummy?
Wind Waker. For sure. I had the most fun with that game.
All right, we'll come back to Tyler because he's actively searching it, and I don't remember the name of it either.
It was the CDI. I just said that.
It is on the CDI. I just don't know what the name of the game's called. That really shitty one.
Wand of Gamelon, Faces of
Wand of
Evil.
Yes. I was gonna joke. I was looking for the past
Yeah.
5 minutes while Shawn was explaining. And I'm like, this is gonna be fucking hilarious, but I just couldn't find the damn name of it.
Well, that's his
Yeah.
favorite, everybody.
No,
Man,
that's not my favorite. That game is like terrible to everyone. Everyone knows that.
look at the microphone when you talk, boy.
Everyone knows that.
Thank you. All right.
Dude,
So what is your
Lighting your
favorite?
testicles on fire would be more pleasant than those 2 games.
Mine would be Ocarina of Time. Oh, okay.
Ocarina.
Damn. Yeah,
Hey,
Ocarina of Time.
Don't threaten me with a good time there, Shawn.
Definitely. Do we get like a mini explanation for that? That was just the first Zelda I ended up hearing about, watching, because my dad would play with. He'd play the game for my sister and I when we were kids, and then we played it after he finished it.
What a MB. Yeah, what a bro.
Yeah, I was like, dude, that was like almost the gate opener to my video game world from then on. Yeah.
Cool. What about you?
Cool little child experience.
What about you, Sam? Favorite Zelda?
A lot of people say Ocarina, and it is a great game, but I actually have to give it to the Game Boy games, especially Link's Awakening. I played that to its completion not too long ago, and it was just such a spin-off, and it was a great spin-off, and it was just so different. It had extra content, like an extra dungeon if you did certain things. Just I don't know why, but just that top-down like perspective, and just the environment, the characters, the bosses. I just felt it was just a great little side adventure that Link had. And I wouldn't say it's like my favorite, but it's just something that it was the most memorable one I played recently that I thought was just really great, and a great little side game of the Zelda series.
They did an excellent job porting over the Link to the Past motif into that tiny little, 4-bit console, 8-bit console, whatever. They did a really good job breaking 16 bits down to that whole, beige and green structure.
Yeah, and the Game Boy Color graphics, the color palette on that was really good. I played I have it on my 3DS, and it looks great. Now I know we won't give 2, but another one that's equal to that was A Link Between Two Worlds. Oh my gosh, fantastic Zelda game. Like I said, my favorite are the top down ones where you just, I know it's not like Breath of the Wild or Ocarina where everything's just open world, but these I just feel like they're more compact. They're more the direction is more focused on clearing out this world, and you just have these bits of the map that you can handle, and then you can go to the next one and next one. It's almost like a progression. So that's kind of like why I like that type of Zelda game.
Cool. Does anyone else have to go before me? We got everyone's? Okay, cool.
I already answered it.
I'd say my top that I've played would be Majora's Mask. I think mostly because when I've played it, I had two different experiences playing it two different times. I had my initial, I mean, this happens with all the Zeldas, but I had my initial playthrough where I was just like a dumbass kid that had no idea what they were doing and going through it, trying to just progress. And then I had my second playthrough being older when it was released on the 3DS. And that's when I actually understood what was going on with the story, understood the whole time jump mechanic and all that, and just how much is in that game presented at different times and stuff that you have to figure out by yourself. And it's just, I found that game like a blast to not pick up a walkthrough, just sit there and keep repeating time, figuring out what I need to do or what I can do. I think it had one of the saddest side stories to the game with the couple that was trying to get together, and one of them had been transformed in order to get that mask. I don't know the name of the mask. I don't remember. But I enjoyed the mask system, collecting them and all that, which was also in Ocarina, right? They had masks in Ocarina.
Yeah, they had a mask shop.
Yeah, but it was way different.
Yeah,
but
but
it was a lot more friendly.
I enjoyed a lot of the things that was introduced in Majora's Mask, and I enjoyed that when I came back to it later in life, I had a full understanding of what was going on in the story, and that just changed the whole experience for me as well. So I enjoyed it in that section as well. So
Yeah, had a lot of depth to it.
yeah, really good games, really good series. Again, that could be a topic all on its own, but we're gonna leave that for now. That was a very good question. Thank you, D. Smitty. Thank you, Funny Guy, as well. Thank you guys for being active. Again, I say this almost every week, but it is such a fantastic thing to have feedback for someone that's up and coming as a content creator. It's nice to hear from the people that are listening. It's the best way for us to tailor this show to your guys' experiences, so we kind of get more of a completed product compared to what we do currently.
Yeah.
And
Let's turn that question around, though. For the people that do take part in the Discord, why don't you type in what your top 5 Zeldas are and what your thoughts are?
Or if you're not in the Discord, you don't want to deal with that shit, just drop it in the comments. I'll be happy to read through that and reply. And I'm talking about replying. I'm sorry, Sam, but you left a comment. For some reason, it didn't show me that it was like there. It was really weird. So I never saw it until recently, like just earlier today. So, but I usually try to reply to every comment. So, but we definitely love hearing from all you guys. It really makes a huge difference. 1,000%.
Makes Kyle very happy, guys, that you're doing this.
Yeah. So, moving forward, we're going to have a new thing that we do. Again, when it comes back to feedback, you guys can tell us exactly how you feel about this because it is new. We're going to try it moving forward, and we're going to try and refine it so it's something decent. But we're going to be starting something a little bit new, making a little modification to our Germany or Florida segment. Now, I'm going to read the article first to give you guys a basis of what it is so you guys can make an accurate guess. And then we're going to have a skit on top of that we will perform. It's going to be different every week, and we'll present that to you guys. And again, let us know what you think about it. We're going to work on getting it. This one's might be a bit rough because it's our first attempt, but we'll work through it. So we're going to start. Oh, God, this is going to go.
We're all starting to prep right now. Okay.
This is going to go horribly, but we got this. So we're going to move on to our Germany or Florida segment with our breaking news.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're tuning into Channel 7 News with your anchor, Tyler Dope. Off to a great start here. With your anchor, Tyler. Quite a frank... What the hell is this?
Oh, God. Take a second to read it first.
I did read it, but I started off strong, and it just dove off the side of a cliff right now.
The problem with this is we have to rely on others doing this. So.
Exactly. Well, okay, I will try this one more time,
You
guys.
only have one part, dude.
I have 2 parts, actually. Thank you very much. Didn't you make this yourself? 2 parts, guy. Come on.
Okay, hold on.
All right, guys.
Old Billy trick. If you stumble, just keep going as if you didn't make a mistake. Nobody will notice.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly, but it's very hard for me to try it. Yeah, okay.
All right, we're going to start over.
We're going to start this over one more time, guys.
All right. Breaking news.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're tuning into Channel 7 News with your anchor, Tyler. Quite a fright tonight as new rolls in of a most dangerous situation. We bring you to interviewer.
Oh my fucking God. No!
I saw it and I took the chance. Said interviewer, meaning Caitlyn, I believe. No, it's Kyle. Kyle, why is your name on this?
Whatever.
All right, guys. So this was a fast burn of a skit
Okay,
here.
we're at the interviewer now. Son of a bitch! I just wanted something.
You should have let me. You should have let me read it.
This is why we don't have nice things.
All right.
Wait, let me stop crying.
Oh no, I think from now on Tyler needs to do all the skits. Because this is awesome.
Yes.
Jesus, bro.
To interview.
It's in quotations.
All right, just wait for part 2.
It's in parentheses.
Whatever. Whatever.
No, I'm not gonna lie, man. When I read the script, the first thing I thought was, all right, I don't know who's reading it, but I guarantee you they're not gonna put the name in there. They're just gonna read straight through it verbatim.
And ta-da!
All right.
Oh,
You want to try
crying
one more
right
time,
now.
Tyler? You want to try one more time, Tyler?
No, it's fine.
Okay, we'll start at the interviewer.
He's not gonna embarrass himself anymore.
We bring you to Kyle live at the scene.
Thanks, Tyler. Here we are at the scene where 3-year-old leader of the biker gang, Hello Kitties, has recently gotten herself into some heat when apprehended by officers. Can you give us your side of the story?
Yeah, it wasn't much really. Me and my crew were about to head over to Little Johnny's because he owes me some dough and give him a little, encouragement to reimburse me for getting my point.
Sure. Cameraman, come here for a second. Are we insured? We are? Good. She freaks me out, dude. Who are you calling a bitch? You're the one holding the camera. So, leader, tell me, what were you apprehended by the police for?
Yeah, so on our way back from Johnny's ran into trouble with the fuzz. I was pulled over and apparently one of our girls had some contraband on her. Pixie sticks, would you believe it? One of my own holding out on the goods. Can't believe she would hold out on her family. I raised her from young on my own. You know what? I'll leave it at that. We'll get pulled by the cheese and they'll search us and the rest of you all know already.
Wow, what a tale. Thanks for coming to speak with us on this exhilarating story.
Whatever, pal, it's like a fat one.
Well, you know what they say. Good things come in small packages. Little shit.
Thanks for that, Kyle, the interviewer. There you have breaking news, folks. Make sure you check in next week for our next story.
Yay! It wasn't a shit show.
You guys definitely
It
picked
was.
up the dirt that I just dropped everywhere.
All right,
No, you
again,
did good, dude.
we're going to try and bring that every week. We're going to make it better as we continue, but that was our first.
You can only be better after this one.
Yeah, I guess you have a point there.
That bad.
No, it wasn't at all.
Yeah, and again, guys, you out there, you do have a say in this. I'm trying to buy for time. You do have a say for this. If you have any, just leave us feedback. Again, it's important.
Just be like Tyler sucks dick at what he does.
And I'll agree.
Me too.
Sounds like I'll always agree about sucking dick.
Whoa.
Whoa, what do you mean, whoa? Okay.
Tyler, you suck dick often?
More than I'd like to talk about.
Not on the podcast.
Okay, please. Just wait till we have meet and greets, guys. Just wait till you meet me. It's going to be great.
Yeah,
Oh gosh.
he looks like a dick sucker. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move on to our...
Let's just
Yeah, when we do
continue.
get fans, we're going to be autographing dicks all day long.
Wow.
That's good. We're gonna set that bar real low.
Okay, we're going to move on to our box
Zipper
office.
low.
We're going to move on. We're going to move on to our box office.
I just got that.
We're going to move on to our box office. So, at number 1, we have Dunkirk, which has made $74 million in the last week and has grossed $74 million. Just came out. It had a $100 million budget. I've heard Tyler said he went to go see it. He said it was pretty good.
OG Tyler.
At number 2, we have Girls Trip, which has made $45 million and had a budget of $19 million. So they've definitely made their money back. I've never even heard Girls Trip. Has anyone heard that?
Oh,
Yeah,
that
it's
stupid R-rated
a movie with
movie.
Scarlett Johansson. The girl from Broad City is this show on Comedy Central, and then there's two
Oprah
other
Winfrey.
people. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oprah Winfrey's in this one.
Yeah. I wish.
It looks kind of dumb to me, but I mean, if it did well, it did well.
Yeah.
I can't believe it did that
Well,
well.
what was the budget again?
It was for what? For Girls Trip?
Yeah.
19 mil.
Yeah, you can make that back.
Yeah,
That's
well,
a
they made
low
45
budget
mil.
for
Especially
today's
with Scarlett
society.
Johansson.
Yeah. It's just one of those silly movies. All right. At number 3, we have Spider-Man Homecoming that made 35 mil and has grossed 264 million, almost 265 million in its entire run. At number 4, we have War for the Planet of the Apes, which is making 30 million. It has dropped 60% from last week on weekly earnings. So that shit dropped it went from 1 to 4. But still, it's making money. It's sitting at 108 million, and the budget's 150 million. So hopefully they do make back what they. At least they go even.
They will.
They
When
will.
it goes overseas.
Yeah, it will.
And then at number
They'll probably make
5.
another 100 or 2.
Yeah, and at number 5 we have Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets, which has only made 22,000.
I gotta go see that.
I want to see that so bad.
I'm gonna go see that tomorrow.
Yeah, it has only made 22 million. I think I said 1,000 by accident. 22 million, and its budget was 177 million. So for opening week, that's not very strong at all. So
It's
we'll
not
see.
the movie. I sincerely doubt. I mean, unless the movie sucks, dude. It's just that it's so far out of people's purviews.
Yeah, I don't
I
think.
mean, you
anyone's
have the
talking
same
about it.
problem with The Fifth Element and with all of Luc Besson's other movies, The Messenger
Yeah.
and shit like that. It really has to catch on, and that movie's so far out there with what. It's not what people are watching right now. It's kind of like barbarian movies have their time and pirate movies have their time, and the whole way the fuck out there kind of far-fetched, colorful space movie. It has a definite audience, but it's hard to get that kind of shit to catch on.
Yeah, they really for a movie like that, you need to advertise heavily on that. You have to have a pretty big advertisement budget for that. I mean, anywhere with Planet of the Apes, they had a huge budget. I mean, every other commercial I saw on TV was something like that. So I didn't see too much for Valerian though.
Yeah.
Valerian had a lot of advertisement push, but that was about all I saw. It was there was
that can make or break it.
advertisements all over the place, but I mean, you also have to take into effect that Planet of the Apes it's a franchise. It's got a storied history. You got 3 separate continuities going on. You had that Tim Burton fiasco. You had the old one, the new one.
Oh yeah, good times.
Those
Toys and shit.
Yeah. And Valerian's a very old comic. It was back in 67 when it came out, and it's got a long history. I didn't even hear about it until the movie was announced. So I can definitely see why it's having some issues trying to get a following.
You need to go see it tomorrow, and then we can link up tomorrow night and kind of describe what we thought about it.
Oh,
Those fuckers.
Yo, speaking of movies, we went last week. I forgot, it completely fell off my mind because it's been a while, but we went to go see Kiki's Delivery Service in theaters. They're having a Studio Ghibli Fest at the theater right next to us, and they're showing. The first month was Totoro. They're doing Kiki's. Next is Castle in the Sky. After that is Spirited Away. And then is it Howl's Moving is the last? And then Howl's Moving Castle is the last one. So they're showing them in theater. They have 2 days. They have the English and then the Japanese on the second day.
Oh, that's so cool.
It's so cool.
I gotta see that.
And it was super cool to see be in a theater full of other people that were there for
how was the
that week.
turnout for that?
It was full.
packed.
It was
Was
packed
it really?
for the Japanese
Packed,
sub for Kiki's
yeah.
Delivery Service.
It's insane.
You guys saw it sub?
Yeah, sub.
Wow, okay.
Which is Monday night at 7.
Because their dub for those movies aren't that bad at all.
No,
they're
not.
really good.
Disney did a lot of them, so
Yeah.
they have really good actors for a lot of the dubs.
That's pretty neat.
But when are you ever going to see it again, subtitled?
Yeah, again, when would you ever get that chance? So definitely
rare.
something we've all been following, and just fantastic film. It came out in '89. It's amazing to see how well it has held up, just because Ghibli is Ghibli.
Yeah, it looks great.
The music, animation, everything
The
about
story, that's such a...
Yeah.
I mean, all those films were just
it.
glorious.
Fantastic. Kiki's was a very heartwarming film, just about a girl growing up, moving out, kind of spending time away from family and just learning about the hardships of the world, really. And just fantastic. And again, like I'm saying, it's baffling to see that came out so long ago still holds up more than 70-80% of the shows that come out today do, just because it's all
Is that the girl on the broom with the cat?
Yep, that's
Yeah.
Kiki's Delivery Service.
Dude, today Arby's released you know how they do those geeky pop culture ads?
Yeah.
I was like, how is this getting referred to?
Yeah.
Yeah, did you see it with a Kiki's ornament?
They might have. I've seen them do
No,
things for.
It's
I
2
haven't seen that
cookies,
one.
and there's a Kiki's ornament. It's got a girl on the broom with the cat and
There's
red
it's
and white
this-
accents.
Yeah, it's the sign for her service, the delivery service that she starts. But yeah, just an awesome film. The music was awesome, and it was weird because before they started the movie, they had little spots that they did for short films done by indie people and stuff like that. So like
So
just,
weird.
Yeah, just really weird movies. Like there was this one about this woman that receives a record called A Single Life in the mail, and she puts it on her record player and she's playing through it, and she's winding it and moving it around, and it's like fast forwarding or going back in time in her life. So she's messing around with it and she's fast forwarding. It's like eating the pizza that she ordered and then making her older, and eventually she accidentally bumps it and knocks it ahead into the song, and it makes her old with like a broken leg, and it starts to skip. So she's trying to get back to the record to move it back, and then she's getting back and she hits it again and knocks it, and she's super old now but her leg's not broken. And then she goes and she's hurrying because she hears the song's about to end, and she's hurrying and she doesn't get to the record in time, and then it just cuts to her being like an urn. Like that she got
ashes.
cremated.
It was so dark.
So it was really morbid and weird.
That
It was
is-
very enjoyable.
I want to watch. What's it called?
A Single Life, it might be called. It's just like a short film.
Yeah,
It's like an animated film.
that sounds really good.
Really
Yeah,
weird.
it was just really weird, but it was cool to see like these nice little like things I've never seen before, never heard of before, but
Great
just
Scott.
little,
really unique.
yeah,
too.
just little animated things that they did. So that was really cool. So definitely excellent. Super excited for Castle in the Sky at the end of August. But awesome stuff. I'm trying to get my whole family to go see Spirited Away in English. That's going to be fucking cool. I'm super excited for that. So it's going to be good. Super excited going forward. Love Ghibli. But yeah, that was what we did. I almost completely forgot about it. That would have been sad. So
Which is why I'm excited. And I know it's kind of topic, but Nino Kuni 2, that's what I'm really excited about that coming out next year.
I'm so excited.
That first one, I was like, Studio Ghibli did the animation. Oh my
I don't
Lord,
know
that
if they
was
did the
amazing.
animation. It was Ghibli inspired though.
Yeah, well, I think, I'm not sure, but I think somewhere I had seen that they were like partnered with Studio 5 to do that. But I could be wrong though.
I'm not entirely sure. You might again. You might be right. Just as possible you being wrong. But yeah, so that was the box office tops. We're gonna move on and we're gonna give you the answer to Germany or Florida. I'm gonna go ahead and go quickly, just give an explanation of what actually happened in the article, not our dramatized version. And basically, it was a 13-year-old girl or a 3-year-old girl. My bad. And she was riding a pocket bike, and those things go up to like
we never
40,
gave our
50,
answers.
40, 50. We're gonna give them right now. So those are like 40, 50 miles an hour. That those things go, and she was on the highway when she got pulled over by police, and they went back, and her father was actually teaching her how to ride a pocket bike from that young of an age, and so he was using her to like go and like do chores and stuff. So she didn't have a license or anything like that. So of
What
course she got in
chores
trouble.
could you do if you're bringing back stuff? It's a pocket bike. Like
I don't know.
she can't carry stuff
I
on.
don't know. Why would you do that to your 3-year-old girl?
Yeah.
He obviously wasn't sensical. So what are everyone's thoughts? Where do you think that could have come out of? Germany or Florida? Guesses.
Florida.
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 Florida. Ooh, wow. What about you, Shawn?
Wait, what?
What do you think?
Lord have mercy.
What do you think the articles came about?
Sean's like trying to
No,
Google the
I know,
article.
I
right
know, I know. No, I like playing odd man out, so I'm going to go with Germany, even though it's probably Florida.
It was, in fact, Germany.
Ah,
Germany. So
it
Shawn
sounded
wins.
just like Florida. It sounded
Yeah,
like
it's
It
again,
did,
but
yeah.
there's crazy people in Germany too. So that's
Yeah.
why that makes
That's
this
right.
shit so hard. But yeah, so that was the answer. Tune in next week for the next
It's like
craziness we drum up.
like, yeah,
I just
Nazi.
keep thinking they don't have enough freedom to get a pocket bike. I don't know.
What?
I don't know why I keep thinking that.
All right. So again, oh, excuse me. That was Germany or Florida. We are going to continue to try and create those little skits for you guys in the future. Let us know what you think. Give us some feedback. Keep it interesting for us. I'm trying to create time while I look up these news. So we're going to move on to our news articles, interesting things that kind of happened over the past week. And the first one I have pulled is we have Red Dead Redemption 2 delay opens up a little bit of opportunity, EA says. This is Eddie Makic of GameSpot. Going to go really quick over it. Ubisoft isn't the only big company that has something to say about Rockstar's decision to delay Red Dead Redemption 2 until 2018. During a recent earnings call, EA CFO Blake Jorgensen said the delay for Rockstar's hugely anticipated Western provides a little bit of opportunity for EA and others in the industry, which makes sense. If you look at GTA 5 alone, that game's been in the top selling for like the past 4 fucking years just because it's GTA 5 and everyone keeps buying it. Well, you know what I mean. They just people keep buying the game. They made so much money off of GTA 5.
Mm-hmm.
So as always, it comes down to everything. When games do get delayed, it does present opportunity for other companies to get their titles in, which is like if you look at Titanfall 2, for example. Titanfall 2 kind of got shit on because it was released the week in between Battlefield and Call of Duty. So if you have a kid that's going to the game store and he only is given one option,
The game store.
and even some people don't have that much of a disposable income where they can't drop $150 or $100 on games, so they only have one option they can pick, and they'll pick one of the two Titans.
False.
So it's definitely important to kind of decide where you're going. We've seen it happen so many times. If you look at Overwatch and Battleborn,
There's another set of games it's like a trio they're coming out later this year. I think Wolfenstein and that's what it was. I can't remember the other two games, but Wolfenstein and two
Mario
other
Odyssey.
games come out like the same time.
Mario comes out in October. Does Wolfenstein come out in October?
Yeah, I think that's when it is. But then there's one more.
Isn't Assassin's Creed come out in the same week?
Is it Kingdom Hearts? When's Kingdom Hearts come
Kingdom
out?
Hearts isn't until next year.
Okay.
I think it's Assassin's Creed. Assassin's Creed.
I think you're right. Yep. So those three are pretty big too. So I mean, perfect prime example too.
Yeah, they definitely. You can easily destroy a game by releasing Titans near it. If people just
October 27th is Assassin's Creed Origins.
Yeah, so they're all coming out within the same time span. It's definitely going to be.
That's hard, man. Yeah.
And then next week will be Call of Duty World War II.
Oh God, yeah.
No,
there goes all the
Jesus.
money down the drain.
Goodness gracious!
That was
the
really
whole fucking-
that was really a hard decision for me as a kid. Like whenever I go into like a video game store, like GameSpot, the GameStop or something like that, or EB Games too. You guys ever remember EB Games back in the day?
Oh yeah.
Oh my
Remember
God.
that.
I would go in with my mom and she'd like tell me I could get a game or two or whatever, but then I would be stuck like for almost half an hour if I could. I think I would drag it out and just like have that decision to make because I couldn't make decisions for getting whatever games I wanted because it was just so hard. Because I'm like, what if I get this, but then I want to do this later? But then what if I don't like this game? And all these like scenarios are playing in my head. I'm like, I don't know what to do. So I started reverting to flipping a coin, and it's a lot easier now.
Yeah, definitely. So, the CEO of Rockstar's parent company, Take-Two, doesn't think Red Dead Redemption 2's release date will matter. If the game is good enough, people will buy it whenever it comes out, Strauss Zelnick said earlier this year, which is definitely true. And it is now set to release in spring of 2018, where normally it was fall of 2017. But then again, that it's also a good for the consumer side that does like to purchase multiple games because it kind of gives them a little bit of space to enjoy everything. You're not rushing to complete a game because you got like 6 games on the next week coming out and stuff like that. So yeah, like that. The reason alone that Mario and Call of Duty are all coming out, I'm not picking up Assassin's Creed, even though they are changing the game because I have no want to because I have all these other games I'm going to be working on. So yeah, definitely. It's definitely interesting. Again, like we've seen companies almost go at other companies' throats. You can see, again, we talked about it earlier, but you can see that with Overwatch and Battleborn, how Blizzard moved their release date on the same week that Battleborn came out, and Battleborn didn't get anywhere because of that. Because everyone was, the hype was for Overwatch was just too expansive or whatever.
Yeah.
So definitely interesting stuff. We're going to move on to the next article where we have Destiny 2 PC beta details. So recently the console beta ended, the open beta, and this is since Destiny 2 will be coming out, I think.
September?
No, well, it's September for us, but it comes out a bit later for PC. I don't know. It might say here. I might as well just read the article. So, like I said, this is the Destiny 2 PC beta requirements and recommended specs announced. This is by Alex Newhouse of GameSpot.com. And it says Bungie finally announced when PC players will be able to play Destiny 2's beta in its weekly update today. In addition, the studio also shared what kind of PC you'll need to run the game. Bungie recommends that you have a pretty beefy machine to run it, which isn't surprising considering Destiny 2's graphical and processing complexity. So basically, for you PC junkies out there, Bungie recommends an Intel Core i5-2400 or an AMD Ryzen R5 1600X. For GPUs, meanwhile, the studio suggests an NVIDIA GTX 970 or an AMD Radeon R9 390, and 8 gigs of RAM is recommended as well. So, oh man, all this is just rig specs. So I'm not going to go through everything. You could see it all on the Destiny 2 site. And the beta, where does it say? Uh-oh. The beta will be on October. For PC, my God, what a shit show. For PC, Destiny 2 will release on October 24th, and the public beta will start on the 29th of August. Whereas the closed beta, start on, what? Public beta starts on the 29th and on the 30th.
You got all upset there.
Yeah, I am upset. So that's if you are a PC player, respectively, that is your basically Destiny 2 hype. That's what you got looking forward to. It does suck that it did take a while for the PC stuff to get set up, but this is their first port to PC. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully we all know Bungie's a good developer, so I'm hoping they put a lot of love into this so they don't leave PC players out. Because it certainly can feel like it because of the fact that we have all this stuff coming exclusively to PS4.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. So Tyler, I see you over there. What you doing? You wanna read an article for us?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind.
But can you handle that? Can you handle that responsibility?
I very well do believe so.
It won't say
God, he almost
interviewer
fucked
and
up the
parentheses,
sentence.
So we should be good.
Yeah, sure.
All right, so go ahead, give us a little.
Okay, so our next article is for Honor finally added dedicated servers.
Yeet.
Mm-hmm. So this is last updated by Oscar Deus. So Ubisoft has announced it is finally adding dedicated servers. Caitlyn, please silence your cell phone.
It was Shawn. It was Shawn. I swear it was just Shawn.
Okay, well, anyways. It is adding dedicated servers to its online brawler For Honor. The move has been much anticipated by fans, some of whom even started a petition to urge the developers to improve the game's online connectivity. I didn't know that this was an issue, actually. I just heard a lot of good stuff about the game, but...
Wait, did she just blame something on me?
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, you invited me to join.
How could my phone be making noise in your room?
You sent her something that made her phone make noise.
You were the cause.
Yeah, that was totally
vibration
my
was
fault.
the
Yeah, I'm good.
So yeah,
that was me.
The game has entirely been player to player this entire time, which the thing is it's not entirely something that is a new thing to fighting games. A lot of fighting games do tend to be player to player, but people just wanted, since it's supposed to be like a new generation of fighting style and stuff like that, they wanted dedicated servers, especially since there's a lot more computations. I don't know the word, going on since you're in a 3D environment compared to a 2D plane in a normal fighting game.
Peer-to-peer is vastly
way.
different
Okay.
when you've got numerous characters on screen or when you've got two.
Yeah, the latency
That's a huge difference.
Yeah, so they're moving to dedicated servers. So instead of you connecting to a host, which might have a shitty connection, everyone's connecting to the same server, so no one has to suffer for someone else's latency issues.
Yeah, how big are the servers? Like, how many players are there? Is it like 5v5 or something?
The biggest game mode is 4v4.
Okay.
So 8 people.
I had a buddy of mine that played it a lot. He talked a lot of good stuff about it.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It's I like it. I play it. I'm excited to see that they're working on fixing it. I've also heard that they're actively making changes to the game where they're removing some exploitable bugs that people have been doing to get an advantage in fights. They're changing characters around. They're making it just more of a balanced fighting game. So there's not just like 4 characters that sit at the top of the reins while everyone else kind of just picks at like bottom feeding and stuff like that. So it's definitely good to see that they're making changes. They are actively working on fixing their game because it being Ubisoft, it's like flipping a coin at this point because sometimes they just leave their games broken to shit. So we'll see. I'm excited. I think the game has a lot of potential. It's a very fun game. I think
I might look into it at some point. It does look like a great game.
I'll play with you, bud.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Yeah, I want to too.
Definitely very fun.
Let's get it.
Choo-choo.
So yeah, that was that. Let's go ahead and move on to the next. You did a good job there, Tyler. You did a good job.
Yeah.
You paraphrased. You didn't read the whole fucking article. So that's good. It's definitely good. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next article. And this is talking about Metroid Prime 4's release date. So on Nintendo's list that they have listed the game, it is still announced, or is still listed as to be announced. This is from Kevin Knezevic of GameSpot. It is saying that Nintendo revealed a slew of new Switch games during its E3 2017 presentation last month, many of which are slated to release for the console in 2018. However, one of the show's most exciting announcements, Metroid Prime 4, may not arrive next year. Following its most recent earnings call, Nintendo released a document of supplementary information that included a list of release dates, blah, 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 blah. And on that list, it still has Metroid Prime 4 as TBA, or to be announced. Additionally, the console's core Pokemon RPG that it is talking about has been listed for 2018 or later, implying that it may slip out of the calendar year as well. So we definitely have some nice promises from Nintendo. It's just we don't have a set date yet. Hopefully we get them soon.
They promised. They just didn't pinky promise.
Damn. So thank you for the pity laugh.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
So the last Metroid Prime
Caitlyn playing footsies over here.
Can we not? The last Metroid Prime game that we did receive was Corruption, the third one for the Wii in 2007. So it's been 10 years since the last Metroid Prime. A cool thing that they could do, which I do not see Nintendo doing in any way, shape, or form, is release a collection of the first 3 for the Switch.
That would be awesome.
That'd be fucking so cool, but I don't see Nintendo doing that. I just don't. Because they're just not about it, I guess.
They're special.
They're not the brightest crayon.
Didn't they do that though on the Wii?
No, I don't think so. I don't think they ever remade the Metroid Prime games before. I don't know. I didn't have a Wii, but I never got to play 3.
They've done collections before, just not frequently.
But have they done
like
one for
remastered?
Metroid Prime?
Oh yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did it on the Wii. They had
okay.
they had a. It wasn't as good as the other ones because the fucking motion-based controls are garbage.
Yeah, I remember
but
that.
it was the only way you're gonna find the 3 primes together. But I would not be surprised in the slightest for them to do a digital store release. But if they're smart, they'd go with the original GameCube ones.
Yeah, I could see that happening. Kind of, but once we get a virtual like console store, I'm still waiting for that. I'd love just to be able to play Super Mario Sunshine on my Switch. That would make me the happiest boy on the planet. So we're waiting for that. But a couple of the major Switch titles that are still on the way for the remainder of this year include Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle, Super Mario Odyssey, Fire Emblem Warriors, and Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which is one of my most exciting releases coming forward.
No one asked you.
Whoa.
Whoa. Talk about saltiness.
Damn, straight up. This is what I
Just
deal with.
Speaking the truth. Nobody asked.
Thanks, Shawn. Thanks.
I got you, boo.
Okay. So moving forward on to the next article. This will be Fortnite will be free next year, but in the meantime, it is selling a lot. It is scheduled to launch in full sometime next. Oh, my bad. Alex Newhouse of GameSpot. Don't want to get copywritten struck. That'd be bad. Fortnite is scheduled to launch in full sometime next year as a free-to-play game, and it was recently released in early access on PS4, Xbox One, and PC. However, it's currently only playable if you purchase a paid version of the game. On Twitter, the Fortnite creative director Darren Sugg, I guess, revealed that over 500,000 people have already purchased one of the game's paid tiers, which range from the $40 version to the $150 version.
Whoa.
Right, Shawn?
165.
Oh, okay.
150 my ass.
That's like 2.5 games right there. Jesus.
The limited editions include more bonuses like additional heroes, weapon packs, and more. So
bear in mind, dude, I bought 3 base games and a whole bunch of extra shit that came with them.
Yeah, he got
so
two
I
extra
gave
games.
one to somebody who didn't have money to get it. I gave the other one to my kid, and then I kept the third one, and then I just opened all the extra shit.
Yeah. Fortnite was revealed way back in December of 2011, and since then it has gone through numerous revisions, with Epic's Games CEO saying in 2016 that it's a game that takes time to get right. So it will officially leave early access in 2018, at which point it will become a free-to-play game. This time, it's unclear how the free-to-play model will work. Oh, no, it's clear. We know, right, Shawn? We know. The amount of amount of loot in that game definitely fits into that free-to-play kind of model for business.
I could see how it would work, but we'll be so well established by then. I don't think we even need to worry about it. My question is originally they had talked about that and Paragon both having their year, because they were both originally supposed to be free for a year, and then there was going to be a $60 release. And to date, they're still planning on a $60 full-featured release of Paragon. And then there will be additional microtransactions for additional heroes as they drop. But with Fortnite, that's a change in strat because, I mean, less than 2 weeks ago, the plan was still release a $60 copy in a year. So they're kind of going in a different direction with it, which actually makes more sense with the way the game plays.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It definitely fits that kind of mobile gamey setting. I definitely feel it. So moving on to the next article, we have Final Fantasy 15's multiplayer expansion closed beta will begin soon. Now, this is what the only reason I've been excited to go back into that game. I haven't touched any of the DLCs, but this multiplayer thing could be game changing because the world is pretty expansive. So it'd be so cool to run around with your friend fighting off demons. I don't know how the hell it will work. It might be its own little thing in general, but Square Enix will soon be holding a closed beta for Final. Oh, I fucking forgot again. This is Kevin Knezovic of GameSpot.
Dude, this guy's just gonna hate you, man, when he gets.
Yeah, he will. Square Enix will soon be holding a closed beta for Final Fantasy 15's forthcoming multiplayer expansion. Players who purchase the game's $25 season pass and have either a PlayStation Plus or Xbox Live subscription will be able to sample the Comrades DLC next week from August 3rd to 8th. Shawn, you have the season pass?
Yeah, I've had it, man.
Dude, you and me.
Yeah.
You and me. I want to try that shit out. It sounds really cool.
I think it's only going to be a couple of missions or something like that, dude. I don't know how big that module is going to be.
Well,
I remain skeptical because 15 has been underwhelming for me thus far, but I am excited to see what they do with it. But I'm still kind of grain of salt.
Yeah, the Comrades expansion is a cooperative multiplayer mode for the critically acclaimed RPG. Critically acclaimed, my ass. Players who will be able to create their own avatar, which they can use to take. So you will not be playing as one of the four. You will create your own avatar, which will use to take part in quests with up to 3 other players. The full expansion will also feature an array of new weapons and sigils with different attack patterns, as well as single-player quests that can be undertaken with 3 AI party members. The closed beta offers a limited sampling of the features from the full version, and participants can save up to 8 avatars and customize them with elements limited to the test version, according to the game's website. So that sounds super cool. Like, I'd love to play... Because I think that gameplay style kind of fits with multiplayer because it's just kind of hectic and everyone's kind of running around doing stuff. It kind of reminds me of like God Eater or like a Monster Hunter kind of style, the way that you run around in third person swinging at stuff. So I'm excited. Sounds like it'd be cool. They've been throwing out DLC like left and right. Like they recently released like these Power Rangers style exosuits called Magitech armor that you can get that literally makes your people invincible for 30 minutes or some shit like that.
Oh, that's a long time.
So it's 30. Yeah, it's the 30 in-game minutes too. But they've really been dropping a lot of stuff for this game.
I still haven't seen those, dude. I went in the PlayStation market and I didn't see them, so it must have been an automatic thing.
Maybe. Yeah, they might already be a part of your game.
Kyle, how many hours do you think you would say you've put into the game already?
40.
Yeah. How about you, Shawn?
It dropped right after though.
I think I played it almost as much as Kyle, but I didn't get nearly as far because I'm a completist, and that game is a fucking nightmare for completists.
Yeah.
Like I had to go and pick up every
man,
item. I had to explore every cranny.
But I thought you said every granny.
No, dude, I'm really up to the point where Prompto's like, I want to ride the big birds. And you're like, okay, Prompto.
So you got into the
That's
second
about how far
area
I've gotten.
after 40 hours of gameplay. That's insane.
I was just asking because I've barely seen gameplay on Final Fantasy.
It's a pretty game.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say. That
It is pretty.
I've seen very few.
It feels like Type 0, man. It's a good game where they just fucked up the plot, they fucked up the development, and it feels like a spin-off. It doesn't feel like a main entry. And I guess I don't have a problem with it as a spin-off, but to take that massive amount of time and then come out with something where the plot is that butchered and the gameplay's that far devolved from... I mean, every Final Fantasy game is different. Every single one is different. Anybody who tells you otherwise is full of crap. And it's never been an open world game. That you'll get up near the end and you'll unlock the map, but I would never consider any of them an open world game. So to make something an open world destroys the tight narrative. And they tried to do both, and it was a novel attempt, but I wouldn't put it any better than Type 0. And all the reviews out there, they went fucking bananas. And I feel like I'm the odd man out on this one. And I'm a diehard. Like, the only thing I love more than Final Fantasy is Castlevania, and that's probably on the same level.
Damn.
I've played
Another
every
series I
Final
never
Fantasy
played.
there is.
I'm gonna get there at some point.
Better.
What would be a great? Which one would be the best to start
Symphony
off?
of Night's a good start off.
Good start off.
If you don't want to
To
deal with
start
like
off
really
with?
old.
Do you have a PSP?
No. Come on, man.
Oh,
Just remember, I got a PlayStation not too long
Do
ago.
you? Yeah,
You
yeah,
could
no, you're
emulate
good.
the game,
Do
Shawn.
you have? Actually, any of them, man. Really, they're all good. If you're going for one with better controls, like that you can get a little bit more into, I would say.
I don't
actually,
mind too much
no,
for controls.
Super
That's just
Castlevania
a better
4.
story.
Super Castlevania 4 is really good.
Oh,
Yeah.
Super Castlevania 4 has some of the best gameplay of the series.
Mm-hmm.
Good
Symphony of the
music
Night and
score.
Rondo of
I love
Blood.
that too. Yeah, they're all
They
phenomenal.
all
Like
have
Sam was
excellent
saying,
music.
yeah,
There's
like
two
that,
types
that's
of
definitely gonna be a
Castlevania
hook.
games. There's a Metroidvania style and then the tank control style. And the tank control style are more precise and they're very difficult platformers. And then the Metroidvanias are more forgiving. But if you're going for the Dracula X Chronicles, you'd start with Rondo of Blood and then play Symphony of the Night.
Okay.
If you start with
I'll
Symphony
take
of
a
the
look
Night,
at
you're
it.
not going to have any fucking clue what's going on. So I'd start with Rondo of Blood and then play the Symphony because they're directly related.
All right. I will definitely check it out at some point. I got like a quiet list of games I still got to get through, but I'll just add that on.
Konami needs to get off like their mobile game dildo and make some
please.
really good modern.
It's not going to happen,
Castlevania
dude.
games.
Konami has become Satan. They're right up
Yep.
there. They're
Reincarnate.
desperately trying to catch up with Ubisoft and Activision.
Yep.
It does suck to see something like that. That's such a beloved series kind of fall the wayside. But moving forward, so we don't get off on like a huge ass tangent because I guess that shit lasting forever. Nintendo Switch sales are near
Yeah, I've been
5
good.
million in the first 4 months of sale.
That'd be insane.
The console sales soar as Zelda Breath of the Wild sells 4 million copies. This is Oscar Deus of GameSpot. So the Nintendo Switch has sold nearly 5 million units since its launch in March. The Japanese publisher announced today. The company stated in its quarterly earnings report that the hybrid console has shifted 4.7 million units by the end of June 2017. Switch sales are projected to reach 10 million by the end of March next year. Elsewhere, the system's biggest sellers include Legend of Zelda, which sold 4 million units up into the end of June, and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, of which sold 3.5 million units. The only other Switch game to sell over 1 million units was ARMS, who still stood at 1.8 million.
I like how it's like their biggest seller includes they're only good sellers, but they're like what are they? Who are they trying to like trick here? It's their only huge.
That was
like,
definitely
game.
that game was definitely a console seller.
Oh, absolutely. Which I mean, they definitely played it off the right way. But since then, we're still waiting for Mario Kart 8.
Mario Kart 8's out, dude.
What the hell?
Or I'm sorry, the new Mario
Mario.
Odyssey game coming out, and
Yeah. Supply shortages continue to be an issue for the Switch, and it seems likely that sales would be even higher were it not for that, obviously.
Fuck you, Nintendo.
Nintendo Japan recently apologized for the situation.
Apologize my ass.
Damn.
They short the Wii. They short the little, what are the toy things?
Amiibo.
the toy thing. So what is those damn toy
They
things?
shorted
I'm
the
mad,
NES.
but I don't know what to talk about.
The Classic. They're shorting the SNES Classic. They shorted all of their consoles. Fuck Nintendo.
Conclusion.
Yeah, that's what the title for the episode will be. Fuck Nintendo.
I
Yeah,
think
that's
the
gonna go
problem
well.
is, Nintendo just doesn't realize like what they have. Like they're literally sitting on a gold mine with all of their content, with all their consoles.
Oh yeah,
And I don't
they
know.
hold back.
I think it's just the problem is, and I could be wrong, but I just think, and I've heard this many times, that the Japanese business market, they're just so behind when it comes to innovation and using the newer technology and functionality to push their products, push their content, and I don't know. It just seems so weird. It seems so backwards the way they're doing their business.
It's what makes that ironic is they were the ones that pioneered using new technology to push their
Yeah.
content. They were the first ones to do software downloads of games
Yeah, look
over
at
the
Sony.
internet. It tanked, but they were the first ones to do it. And now when they try and adopt American business ideas in video games, they fuck it up. Final Fantasy 15, for instance, or that fucking mobile title, Final Fantasy 15, the Pyramid Scheme one,
Yeah,
or
what
just
is
about
that?
anything else they're trying
Wait.
to do. Don't even get me started, dude. I'll fucking go off.
I'm so confused.
It's
'cause
Kyle, I thought you would
it's
move on
pure
from these
evil.
things.
have you guys seen those ads? Like, those don't look like Square Enix animated ads. They look like they're like bootleg and shit. Has anyone ever seen those Final Fantasy 15?
That's because they're using
Yes.
on
On YouTube.
their old character models from Versus 13, and they were unfinished character models that Square sent in. That is another game with a Final Fantasy overlay that intentionally tricks you into. It takes your money. You spend money. You have to spend money to play the fucking game. It's
Well,
a play
that
to
can
win.
be said about any
And you
mobile
get your
game.
army and your shit up to a certain point, and what they do is if you make it to the top of the server to where nobody can beat you, they will shift your account to a server where everyone's higher than you, and when you get attacked, all the shit you spent money on, it goes away permanently. So if you spend $50 on resources to build your army up, when you get attacked, when you get raided, you lose all of it, and you have to start all over again.
Damn.
It is the shittiest microtransaction system I've ever seen. And anybody that says that Japan doesn't know what they're doing, or Nintendo doesn't know what they're doing, or Square Enix is full of shit. They know exactly what they're doing.
No, not you, Sam.
They
We
just
love you.
don't care.
Don't mind Sean. Sometimes we let him off the leash and we got to pull him back a bit.
Oh no, I know it's fine.
Don't stop that. What the fuck was that?
Yeah, just I don't know what's wrong with Nintendo, and I'm not going to get into the whole Splatoon 2 thing, the voice chat crap. I'm not. That's another topic, but I just feel like they just need to just realize that people are going to buy your stuff. Trust me, you will not be short of money. Money is not an issue. It's just the way they conduct their business. But that's it. That's all I want to say about that.
Sean, you barked and you pissed off your fucking dog. He was fine the entire
No,
podcast.
my mother came out.
Okay, so let's move on to the next article.
That's what happened.
We have Zelda Breath of the Wild's fan-made multiplayer mod is in the works. So this is by Alex Newhouse of GameSpot. It says
Do
Legend
they
Zelda.
have it on computer?
I don't know. It says Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild is a great game as it stands right now, garnering critical acclaim and blah, blah, blah. We won't get in that shit either. Using the Cemu Wii U emulator on PC, a member of the mod community, Fooni, Fooni, discussed the cooperative mod that they are working on with a couple of others. It's extremely early in development, and there's a long way to go before it's truly playable, but it's still cool to see a proof of concept. So yeah, it is a multiplayer mod that is in development. Again, it's very early stages and it's only available on PC. But that'd be cool. Again, it's never gonna happen. That'd be cool to see like Nintendo adopt something like that and be able maybe run around as like, it wouldn't make any sense in the canon, but like Linkle or something, like the female Link. That'd be cool, or something like that. But that's
Have
definitely
they
interesting.
officially made her canon yet?
No, she's canon. Linkle? Yeah, she's canon.
Yeah. She's
Yeah.
canon in the DS version of Hyrule Warriors, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
All right. So that is our news for the week. Bringing you guys
Good talk.
bringing you guys stuff we found interesting. I'm going to go ahead and push us on into our main topic, which we will be talking about San Diego Comic-Con 2017. I know it's a little bit late. We're like a week behind, but we're going to talk a little bit about some of the reveals that happened there. We're going to talk about some of our own con experiences, things that we've participated in, some of the cons that we might have visited or may have not. And yeah, so the first thing I want to say, I'm going to go over a couple of the reveals, some of the ones that I have written down that I can we can talk about a bit, and then we'll go into everyone's experiences, what people think about the con as a whole, in general, stuff like that. So we got a couple movies. We got the Thor Ragnarok trailer was shown off. We got the Justice League trailer was there as well. We saw Ready Player One, which looks very cool.
Yes.
That was
Yes,
oh my
please.
god.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so gay for that movie.
Stick it in.
Oh,
Jesus.
can't wait for that
We
movie.
saw a little bit more of the Lego Ninjago movie, which is just
Eh.
Lego movies aren't horrible. They're decent
They're-
kids
they
movies.
make
This
money
one-
and
this one
Ninjago
doesn't
back
look
again?
too great.
Yeah, we have the. What did you say, Sean? I keep
They're
calling it.
bringing Ninjago back. I missed that one.
Yep. We got another trailer for Kingsman: The Golden Circle, which the first
Yes.
Kingsman was
That's
an
awesome.
excellent
Amazing.
movie.
I
It was so
rewatched
good.
the church fight scene again with the playing
Yo,
Freebird in
that's
the
Oh,
background.
yes.
Oh, whoever choreographed that whole fight scene, just I
Oh.
tip my hat to you, sir.
Just like
Speaking of that, real quick, Family Guy did a preview of the new season, and they showed a clip of Meg and
I saw that
Chris
too.
recreating that. That was awesome.
That
was
sounds
so
super
cool.
funny. That's
Yeah.
cool. We have the Pacific Rim Uprising trailer was shown off as well.
Yes.
and
It
that
wasn't
looks
really. It was more of like a teaser.
cool. Yeah, it was something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The commercial.
Cool. We have a Brigsby Bear. I don't know what the hell that is, but that was shown
What?
off. We have Bright, which was shown off. They had something for Doctor Who. Oh, and they have the
Yes.
first female Doctor will be
Yeah.
presented too.
I heard about that too.
We got
Causing some speculation, but
we got
it's 2017.
we got
Come
a
on, guys.
trailer for the second season of Westworld, which I've heard was a fantastic.
I have a
show.
question, real quick question.
Go ahead.
I'm not even a Doctor Who fan, and him coming back as a female makes perfect sense. What was all the nerd rage from? Because last I checked, he's a fucking alien.
You want to know
And
why?
yes, he's a male personality,
She
but
was
every
a
time he's
transgender
reborn,
queer
his
lady.
personality
That's
changes.
why.
Whoa,
And she
whoa,
wasn't
whoa, whoa.
black.
God.
And that's what it was. They were complaining that it wasn't like politically correct enough. They're saying she should have been like black and she should have been like transgender.
Are you
like,
serious?
Is that
I am
really?
so serious. Yeah, that's why people were pissed off.
Shoulda,
because
coulda, woulda.
because it was a lady, but it was
Oh
a
my
white
God.
lady.
Well,
that's what pissed them off so
part
bad.
of it was kind of that, but also too just the fact that it was a change in a character because every time I'm a
But he
pretty
changes every time. His
Yeah, I
memories stay
know,
the same,
and-
but the
The
personality
only thing that
changes
doesn't
with
change
the
in
body.
life is that things change.
yeah.
Oh my god.
Got him.
Put on
It's
a
a
t-shirt.
different. I mean, every time it's a new actor, sometimes he's just all cuddly and nice. Sometimes he's a sarcastic
Yeah.
asshole, like the last one. It's almost an entirely new entity of a person. The only thing
Yeah.
that stays the same is he keeps his memories.
Yeah,
Everything else
exactly.
changes. So I was just so fucking. I'm like, and most of all, he's a fucking alien. How do you assign gender to an alien?
He's a time lord. He is like that living, like he's from Gallifrey, the planet of these people who live multiple lives. So yeah, it can be anybody. I mean, heck, he was I think in one episode he was like a little girl at one point. There was like one little thing, and then he did his rejuvenation or whatever, and then became I think Matt Smith or River or whatever. But
It's
yeah.
rare for them to switch gender. I remember them saying it's rare, but he also said it happens. And I was just
Yeah.
like, I don't know, man. I love my community. I love my geeks. We're ruling the world. It's a fucking great time to be a geek. But Jesus, when we rage, we're fucktarded.
yeah,
And I'll be the
How
first
does that
person to
work?
say that because I rage constantly.
So, yeah, definitely interesting. I'd said we did again. We got a season,
You're
second
interesting,
season
baby.
for Westworld. Thank you. We got a second season for Stranger Things coming
Stranger
out.
Things.
which is
Yeah.
exciting.
Woo!
That was
Oh,
a
I
very
love that
interesting
show.
series. I remember
love
watching
that show.
They don't bring Elle back, I'm going to riot.
Oh, they do. I think they reveal her in the trailer, so it's not really a spoiler. if you saw the
11?
trailer.
Yeah.
I didn't watch
Yeah,
the trailer.
she's-
No, you
You
didn't.
better fucking
Watch the
stay
trailer,
back.
damn
If
it.
they
Who
do
are you?
stupid shit, I'm gonna
The
be
guy
mad.
telling you to watch the damn trailer.
I mean,
Wait,
showed
everyone
at the
stop
end-
talking one at a time, please. This sounds like fucking garbage when people listen to this.
So,
But it's beautiful garbage.
Fun fact: after watching Elfin lead is that the
How did we get to that? But
Is that? Well, no. This is the fun fact here.
okay, fun fact.
Did I pronounce that right? First of all, Kyle, did that make you happy? Lead is that how it's?
I think
So
that's
you're-
how it's pronounced.
So, anyways,
it's German.
So
I
the
also
series,
want
yes.
the
So the
Elfin
series, which
Lane.
means like the dance of the elves, I think, and is like the translation.
It's
But anyways, Stranger Things got off of was it? Her name was 11 again, right?
Yeah.
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 So they got a lot of her characteristics from the character Lucy, who
Who says who?
says Wikipedia. So I was reading up. Well, no, I'm sorry. It was on Wikipedia, but they had some other sources that were
Wikipedia's a
connected to
decent
it.
source.
But
it's not that bad.
well, there were sources that were it was just compiled into Wikipedia, but there were sources within it. You know,
That's cool.
Yeah.
So
So,
they pulled-
after I finished watching the series, I looked into it some more and look how the plot went, how they made the series, and I was reading some fun fact thing they had toward the bottom, like references and related research, and they said that a lot of characteristics that they got from 11 were pulled directly from Lucy's character. I thought that was really interesting. And when I thought about it, the way how she acted, I mean, obviously it wasn't tearing people to shreds regardless, but a lot of her kind of isolation in a way, and like her almost like yearning to be with people.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, that's really cool.
Cool. So we got a trailer for the last couple episodes of Teen Wolf, which Caitlyn's been watching.
Yeah, I'm not caught up yet, though.
So they've also announced that there will be a Star Trek Discovery TV show, which will be looks pretty interesting. It teases a conflict with the resurgent Klingon Empire and promises a visual flair of all its own. So it looks kind of like the movies that we've gotten, the remake movies, which have been just kind of They haven't been too good. I didn't think they were fantastic, but we also have
the first one was good.
We got a trailer for Marvel's The Defenders, which is dealing with basically like Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and they're all like working together and they're defending. Was it New York that they come out of? I think it's New York.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Yes, New York.
So that looks pretty cool. It's like a TV show Avengers, which is pretty interesting with all their stars. We also had we got a sneak peek for a DuckTales reboot on Disney XD, which is interesting.
Oh, that's already been out.
Oh, it is out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
it's been out for a while.
Then maybe
The animation's
what the fuck am I reading?
garbage.
Yeah, the picture looked weird. They had a trailer for the season 3 of Fear the Walking Dead. They had a Black Lightning, which is a DC comic. Black Lightning. What's that one thing they had?
Black?
What's that one thing they had? What was that show that they had with the black kid that he had control
Static
of
Shock.
lightning? Static Shock.
Static
That show
Shock,
was
dude.
my shit, dude. I
Actually,
love
fun fact, he's going to be in the new Young Justice series coming out next year.
that. Oh, that's
no,
cool.
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
It's weird how his age keeps changing. Like they did Static Shock as like a prequel thing when he was a kid, when he was actually supposed to be in the new Teen Titans.
Yeah.
And then they brought him into another series. And now in the comics, he's like in his mid to late 30s or some shit like that. I don't know how the fuck he's aged so fast and other people haven't, but he's a full blown adult. He's bald. He's got kicking blue trench coat, looks all mean and shit, kind of does a whole Nick Fury impression. And yet they're bringing him into Young Justice. So his like age in all the media, he changes age more than any other fucking character besides Robin.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Static Shock's a badass. He's one of my favorite DC characters,
cool.
and
Well, he's
DC's
from
been
the
such
TV
a
show.
fucking mess recently.
Yeah, we also got a trailer for Marvel's Inhumans, which will be on the 29th. I'm going what information I get. Apparently they had a trailer for something called Krypton, which will be on the Sci-Fi Network, which is it's a prequel set 200 years before the destruction of Superman's home planet. It's interesting. They're bringing back Rocko's Modern Life.
Yes.
Yeah,
Love that show.
The
that
next
cartoon
season.
is legend.
Yeah,
Have you
the-
seen the trailer? It's fucking great.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh yeah, it is.
So they also have the next season of American Horror Story, which is Cult, coming as well. We got a trailer for Walking Dead season 8 as well, which
Is that the last
Anybody
season? or
else
no?
tired
I
of
heard that
Walking
they're
Dead?
trying to
It's
end
the-
that pretty soon.
it's
Or
the
at
last
least, like
season.
it is? Okay.
yeah.
Oh, thank God.
I know.
I love that show, but there's only so far you can take this. I mean,
Yeah.
eventually a story has to end.
Yeah, they released like a promo of like the weeks to come for Game of Thrones because season 7 just aired recently or started airing recently. So we got a season 2 for Preacher on AMC.
Yes.
They're making a prequel entry to the Stargate franchise, which is called Stargate Origins.
Oh, yeah.
So that kind of deals with mostly the movies and TV trailers that they released. I think they released. Did they release some video game trailers too? Did anyone hear anything about video games, or was it just mostly movies and TV?
I think it's
so much about video games now.
Okay, cool. So that's kind of what they have in the pipeline for us. So what do you guys think about that? Are we all excited to keep getting more expanded superhero stuff coming
Of
from DC
course.
and Marvel?
You always love. It's a love-hate relationship, to be honest with you.
I'm waiting to
It's
see
always-
Thanos kill
it's-
Iron Man.
No, it's gonna be great to see Thanos kill everyone.
Yeah, dude. They
Yeah.
also they also
'Cause if
showed off
anybody read
Infinity
the
War.
originals, he kills most of Marvel's heroes. Him and this chick he makes, she's kind of like a clone of him. Taraxia. He kills just about fucking everybody before they undo everything and bring everyone back to life. So I'm curious like how many they're going to kill between the first and second movie because they have to kill somebody.
I could see Iron Man going out.
Iron Man or Cap?
Well, he's done. So yeah.
Well, I mean, both. I mean, if you read the
but
comics, the comics have all the
Cap re-signed
spoils
his
there, but it
contract,
just depends how they decide to go. What they decide to go through with.
I think
it changes and make their own thing
I think the
up.
best possibility is Iron Man. I see Iron Man happening.
He doesn't want to be Iron Man anymore.
That's what we're talking about. He's out already. He's done with Iron Man.
Well,
Yeah,
actually,
he's done.
that's what he said earlier. Actually, within like a year ago, but up until recently, when they were filming Spider-Man, he came out and said in an interview, I forgot who with, but he said like, you know what, I'll keep being Iron Man whenever they need me to. He straight up said, he's like, whenever you guys like, I'm fine with being it as long as it's not being too stretched out. And
I've also heard
I'm
that
like, if it's necessary, if Iron Man is necessary, I will
He
be
might
Iron
just
Man.
show up as a spot here and there, but I don't think he's going to be central to the story anymore.
Oh, yeah,
Exactly. That's
definitely.
what I said. If it's not too stretched out or anything, like if it's necessary to have Iron Man, then he will be there.
I've also heard that him on like set, he's a very like nice and caring person to like the other actors and stuff, and he always presents help out to the people that are coming into the Marvel franchise. Like they said, not only like in the film, the Homecoming, that like how he was to what's his name? That kid that's like got
Tom Holland.
Yeah. But also
Yeah.
to like other people that he was just like a very nice and like fatherly figure and like a mentor figure to a lot of these people. I've heard
He's
he
like
was
that
really
cool
nice
dad.
on the
cute.
yeah.
He's
definitely.
also a really funny guy too. While they're filming, he does this in a lot of his movies. But while they're, one example is in the Avengers, they're doing a scene where they're talking about something, and it's like they're up in I think Avenger Tower, or I think they're on the helicarrier, and he goes and hides food. He hides food around the set, and no one knows about it until while they're filming, and it's just all
food.
yeah. He just pulls out food out
Yeah, he
somewhere.
randomly
and-
shows up eating a sandwich.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, I've seen
Because
it.
it just goes with whatever the hell's going on. It just makes it more human, like a cool human connection, which is really neat though too. It's hysterical.
And I'll pull the sandwich out of my ass.
Pretty much. And then like it's funny, he'll
it's
start
funny
like
'cause the
sharing
cast
it with the
doesn't
other cast
expect
members.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. He hands over like a bag of Skittles or something like that over to like Steve Rogers, and he's like, here, you want some?
That reminds me of that when I was watching something and they were talking about like it's completely off topic, but the theme when they were that one scene that they were recording from Fight Night between what's his name, Brad Pitt?
Are you talking about Fight Club?
Fight Club, not Fight,
Fight
Night. My
Night.
bad.
Yo, first rule, man. We don't talk about it.
It was
Yeah,
Brad Pitt.
Kyle, that was a big no-no.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
The door's behind you.
Go fuck up Fight Club.
But like Brad Pitt and that other dude that he was talking to, I'm gonna say it right now, I haven't seen Fight Club. It's on the list. I haven't seen it though. But when
No, that goes to the top of the list right the fuck now.
we just recently started paying for Netflix. So
Just so you know, you have a Blu-ray player in your room.
okay, thank you for that, Shawn. I appreciate it. But when it was Brad Pitt and they were yelling outside of the club, and the dude just like socked him in the side of the head, that was like a legitimate. He just fucking punched him without
Edward
even
Norton?
telling Brad Pitt. He just straight up punched him in the side, and that his whole reaction to that was all genuine
Yeah.
shit. I love stuff like that. I've seen like
Punch
Yeah.
me in the ear.
Improv, man.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Still, you don't expect to get punched just sitting there talking like, bitch, shut the fuck up.
Right.
Yeah, that's cool stuff. I like stuff like that.
So I just got to thinking,
Got to thinking.
Yeah.
Is this the first time? Is this a first?
the wheel is
Ladies
spinning.
and gentlemen,
The wheel is spinning.
I smell smoke, but it is a first.
Damn. Oh my god. No, I was just thinking about how Marvel is going to change their direction after the next two Avengers movies.
Oh yeah.
With Infinity War.
This is like their fourth era that we're moving into
So
slowly.
Yeah.
well, not
Phase
I think the
4.
fourth starts with after the end of part 2. I think that's when Phase 4 starts.
Yeah.
So then from there,
They'll probably
can't
kill
remember-
everyone in
I can't
part
remember
2.
where I read it from, and this is a while ago too. But wherever the article that I read was talking about how, and this is from Marvel themselves, they want to go an entirely different direction with the Marvel series afterwards. So after this huge action-packed of a saga we've had the past, over a decade now, really, it's supposed to be like a lot more, I guess, mellow.
You can see that with Homecoming.
And it just
Yeah.
will. I mean, that's also a different movie entirely compared to
Homecoming
other
was
Marvel movies,
underwhelming. It was good,
It's
but
a,
it
it's a
was
high school
underwhelming.
movie, and it's Spider-Man's origins with not really being his origins because they don't want to repeat that again. But
Yeah, it'll be like the third time we've received his origin story.
yeah. So after 1 and 2, Avengers 4 or whatever they're going to be calling it, because 4 is technically, I mean, this would being 3, but 3 would be split up into 1 and 2 parts. So whatever 4 is going to be like the game changer, and it's going to be more story oriented, where it's going to be drawn out more, and it's going to be a lot more, I guess, down to earth, if you will.
Now, do you all think moving forward, are we going to continue to expand outside of Earth into more of like the galactic?
I can
scale?
absolutely see that. Yeah, I can see, because they're going to get rid. What they're going to do is they're going to drop off a lot of these characters that we've been with for the past decade now too, because they're going to move on. Obviously, it's a contract issue as well. You can't keep these actors under
for
contract
life.
Exactly. People. I mean, Robert Downey Jr. is already how old? Isn't he like in his 50s or something? And then not only that, but the other older guys too that we have.
I could see what's his face. Damn, I don't remember his name, but whoever plays Captain America, what's his name?
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans. I could see him being captain for another.
Same. I don't know what else
he was the first one to pull out, and then he turned around and changed his mind and said he'd keep doing it.
Yeah,
but it's gonna be interesting to see what they do, and I mean, I'm gonna like it. But what I think the issue is gonna be is all of these fans now, like the mainstream fans, they're gonna be. I mean, the mainstream fans that are just like the movies, but aren't like the comic fans. That's the first audience you're gonna see drop off, because I feel like it's gonna go when Marvel goes their different direction. It's not gonna be like they're gonna go see the next thing, and they're gonna be expecting this huge, awesome 2.5 hour joyride of just like explosions and this and that and the other. But now it's gonna be a lot, I guess, it's a lot more softcore, I guess, if you will.
Ooh.
So that's what I'm.
He's 52.
I think you'll still
52?
have a spectacle.
Oh, absolutely,
Well,
but it's not going to be
in
like
Spider-Man
immersive.
Homecoming, and they were both more mellow
Yeah.
in terms of how the story played out, but they were still spectacle.
But it was a small town enemy, It was a small town movie, really. It wasn't some huge, Goliath of a Marvel movie. It's not like how Thor Ragnarok's going to be, where there's going to be all these huge villains coming into play, and like several villains too, and with as well as like some larger characters. I mean,
I'm excited to see Carl Urban play Scar, because he's going to be. Because I mean, that guy was only a bad guy for a short period. And he ended up being a good guy, and the scene they show in the trailer, I know that scene from the books.
Well,
so I know what's happening with his character arc.
I thought. I thought he was good and bad throughout the comics. It's kind of like a choice thing. They're not really. It's like more mutual than anything, I thought.
When he died a hero for sure. Like he wasn't on Thor's side for a while, because he was kind of a mercenary, and then he started making his own choices, and then near the end he decided to make up for a lot of the bad shit he did, and he essentially went down holding a bridge to buy people time to escape. And he hasn't come back since then, so I'm 100% certain they're going to kill his ass in the movie. And of course, it's Carl Urban, and people love to fucking kill him, but he is a badass, and I'm almost going to see it for that reason alone, except for the fact that Chris Hemsworth, or as I like to call him, not Thor, is awesome. He's not Thor at all.
He's not. No,
if anybody read the books, Thor talks almost Shakespearean.
Yeah, it's Shakespearean.
He's dour. He's very old school, thou, this, manners, and this Thor is like surfer dude Thor. Like, it's Chris Hemsworth wearing a Thor costume. Yeah. So, like, I get it. He's not but the thing is Marvel's kept the spirit of all the characters and respected the characters and respected where the characters come from, and the fans that have loved them for 50, 40, 30, 20, 10 years. They respect that. So when they create these movies, they make massive changes, but they don't shit on the characters of the fans when they do it. And DC, on the other hand, just learned that lesson with Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
What's the idea about him cutting his hair? What are our thoughts?
No, I like it. I like the aspect of it is he's captured. He's brought into. I mean, it's not a prison, but it's an arena, and historically, they were shaved too. Like a lot of people in the Roman Empire, like when they were brought into the Colosseum, most of them had their head shaved because, again, lice is a thing. They're kept in these cells with other people. They don't want any sort of infection or whatever to break out.
Infection.
And
you said
infection.
I think you said affection.
Did I? No, infection.
They don't want to be.
They don't want affection either. See, that's another thing.
I have a lot of affection for him with that haircut.
The actual reason why they did it in the movie was because he's been begging them to let him cut Thor's hair.
Yeah,
he's probably hating that that wig.
And they're finally like, all right, you're doing this thing. We'll write it into the story. And he's like, thank you, Jesus.
Chris Hemsworth actually he had a lot of a say-so when they were filming this, where he got to choose pretty much the character Thor's direction as himself throughout this movie now. So he had a lot more freedom as opposed to when he was first shown in the first Thor, the first Avengers, and the Dark World too. So
yeah, it's pretty much just Chris Hemsworth in a Thor costume now.
Which I honestly don't mind. No, it's not that bad. I mean, hey, if he has
I don't either.
What'd you guys think about the trailer?
Oh, I love the trailer. I love both trailers. Oh my god.
Good.
Yeah, that's cool. I like
Jeff
it a lot
Goldblum.
Oh yeah,
We got that hot older British chick. The whole cast is perfect. I'm excited.
Hella. What was
They
it?
didn't make Loki the main event this time, so it's kind of giving some of the other cast a chance to shine because it's hard to do with Hiddles. Hiddles just kind of chews up scenery. He steals the camera.
Yeah, he does. I'm just glad that they're giving Hulk a little bit of time to shine because,
smart Hulk. Yeah.
I have to say, Hulk is one of my favorite Marvel heroes, and I just feel like he got shafted in those two other movies that were made. And I know the second one they made tried to tie in with the rest of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but I just feel like he deserves so much better than what he got, and that he's very. A lot of people underestimate how the comics are fantastic with him, and that the struggle between him and the monster is just. It has more depth than people think than people realize.
Oh, yeah.
And I just wish that they would show that more and give him more of a spotlight because he's not just this huge monster. He's got I wish they would do Planet Hulk movie. They made an animated movie.
Yeah, you heard
fantastic.
Mark Ruffalo on that, right?
Yeah, he said new.
I know, and I was like, why wouldn't you? It's a great story. It's a great piece they could do. They
Universal, they don't want to give their rights. They don't want to share like Sony did. They don't want to make. Ruffalo said they don't want to make.
That was
money.
Mark Ruffalo. He's like, I'm not going to say anything, but I'm just going to say, Universal's full of shit because they didn't release a property, and that's why we can't do the movie. So that's that.
They don't want to make money, man. And then Thor Ragnarok has a list of both actors and actresses, but the ones playing the villains, it's just gonna be amazing. It's gonna be a powerhouse movie. However, though, this is actually supposed to be the shortest. Okay, Kyle, I'm really getting into this right now. It's supposed to be the shortest Marvel movie to date, clocking in at I think around 100. Yeah, 6 minutes. A whopping 6 minutes. 2 minutes for credits, and
It's just the trailer.
with one scene of Chris Hemsworth going "Hi, I'm Thor," and of course Stanley's cameo. But no, it's supposed to be. I think it clocks in a little bit over 100 minutes. So under 2 hours, and I'm hoping it doesn't feel like a rushed film because in that trailer, in both trailers, it's packed with a lot of stuff that's going on. So I don't know how, because they're supposed to spend a certain amount of time on Earth. They're supposed to spend a certain amount of time, obviously, in the arena with the Grandmaster. And then there's the other third act that goes on where you have the main villain. Obviously, you have the Ragnarok process coming into play with Hela and how shit's going to just do a 180 and go to shit. So,
You know what I want? I want a movie where it's just following the life of Stan Lee, the cameo character, though. Him being cameoed in all these movies.
Like a story, but behind.
Especially
there's a theory. There's a theory. He's supposed to be one of the sensual
Watchers.
beings.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the Watchers.
He is one of the Watchers.
Yeah,
I don't think he's a Watu, but he's one of the Watchers. He works for them.
I think one of the most damnable evidence of that would probably be in the Volume 2 of Guardians of the Galaxy. How he's just there
Is the evidence
in space.
of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I love
That is the evidence of it. That's when the director came out and he said, yes, Stan Lee's cameos are all, he works for the Watchers. He's a minion.
See, now that's another thing. That is actually my favorite Marvel movies is both Guardians movies and James Gunn. Give him more Marvel movies. Let him film some more of these characters that could possibly come out because did a fantastic job. And of course, the soundtrack was my favorite part of the movies. But also,
God, I love the soundtrack.
And just the way he tied in everything in his direction was just fantastic. I think with Kevin Feige. Now, of course, Josh Whedon's no longer with Marvel. He's actually about to do Batgirl. in the next few years. But
He's doing some DC stuff now.
James
dark
Gunn.
side.
I want James Gunn to do, and I don't know if he wants to do it, but I really wish he would do more Marvel movies because the way he did Guardians, that is an example of you have a obscure Marvel IP, and then you made it popular. That's what they can do with more of these other Marvel characters. Like I would love to see
bringing in humans in.
Yeah, that's why I would love to see Moon Knight. I think Moon Knight is a fantastic character and so much like sort of like Batman, but more on a psychological level. He's more of a introverted person, but they could definitely do a lot with him. And there's many other Marvel characters that I could see becoming great movies. Yeah, exactly. But we'll just have to see what they decide to do.
All right, real quick, what do you guys think about? Obviously, the big one to be the Infinity trailer.
Like I said, dude, I'm waiting to see Iron Man get his shit kicked by Thanos.
Yeah.
But like, what else, like storyboard wise, do you guys want to see? Because I mean, this is part one of the conclusion of this whole buildup that's been happening for the past decade. So now we're finally supposed to get this end where the one thing that's been dragging Marvel down was the lack of villains, or good story villains, and because usually they'll just be killed off, or it'll be like a poorly cast role, or however they decide.
I like their villains so far. I think they've done good. Ultron was good. The thing is they can't pull any punches with Thanos. As much as I hate Thanos' character design, because I fucking hate it. I've never felt threatened by that character ever. But the actual reality behind Thanos, he does. He's always been retarded. But the thing about Thanos is which I don't know how the fuck they're going to figure out this whole where his motivation is going to come from, because they haven't brought Death in at all.
Yeah,
the original motivation behind it was Thanos fell in love with Death, and for those of you that don't know, in Marvel, Death is feminine. She's got this rockin' body, and she's a skeleton head.
Doesn't she
Deadpool's fucked her several times.
I was gonna say, doesn't she talk to Deadpool quite a bit?
Yeah,
I think they dated each other at some point. But it was like a small
Deadpool
story.
and Thanos were actually competing for her affections. No, Thanos was serious about it. Deadpool didn't care. But it was just more just because he could. But Thanos wanted to woo her, and the way that he decided to woo her was to kill off life, which of course she in the end did not approve of. But that was his whole thing. Thanos is obsessed with death.
Do anything.
He's obsessed with her. And so he decides that's why he gets the stone together, puts them in the gauntlet, the whole nine. So that whole motivation isn't there. Apparently now he's just a conqueror or some bullshit. So at the very least, they need to impress upon the crowd that this guy
Death might be brought up.
Blinking. He is that strong. He needs to be stronger in every way. When he's got that glove on, at the very least, the moment he puts the glove on, it should appear as if they simply cannot win.
Yeah.
And if they fucking pull punches, I'll be fucking. That'll kind of throw me out of it.
What I think he's going to do is pull some sort of like Voldemort thing where, because he's all powerful. How can this team of these heroes, but with limited actions that they can pull against this guy, how can they stop him? I think there has to be some sort of flaw in Thanos' plan or something, or some other higher being.
Almost everyone, and then higher being tricked him.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can see. Or maybe something with, I'm thinking there might be a malfunction or some sort of deficiency in his gauntlet, because there's actually two. So the one he has isn't, I guess, the legitimate one. There's two actually. Now we saw the one at the end of
in Odin, or it's in
Odin's throne room. Yeah, he had, or not in the throne room, but
the trophy room.
The trophy room, yeah. I think that's the actual one. So I want to see how that works out. Maybe that's the only thing I can think of. But then, obviously, I think they have to bring the other gauntlet into play. So I think maybe Thanos is going to try to retrieve this, and then maybe they stop him somehow before he gets it on.
The Celestials. I think because the big fuck up in Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is they made Ego Star-Lord's dad, which anybody who's read the comics know that's absolute bonkers. Ego, number one, still isn't dead. It's hard as fuck to kill a Celestial. Normally, you need another Celestial to kill a Celestial, and so they made Star-Lord half Celestial to kill Ego for what? What purpose did it serve to bring Ego into that movie, except to introduce the idea that there are greater
beings.
powers in the
Yeah.
universe, right?
And to play
They
the
showed
chain
Watcher,
from Fleetwood
they showed
Mac.
there was another living planet there. They showed the original
That scene was fucking awesome.
Guardians team from the 60s. But they showed a whole
that was
bunch of
awesome.
fucking shit when they were
That
flying
was
through
awesome.
space.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like at the very end when they all got together.
That's the one thing Marvel does that they don't overdo. I mean, well, I don't know. Sometimes it does get overdone, but a lot of the references, like if you have that nerd comic knowledge, however you want to like word that, I guess I don't know like the proper term.
It's okay, Tyler. Just continue.
But no, I'm just saying like because you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But
I can take it.
yeah, but I mean, all those nods offs to like all these references that Marvel's been doing for again another decade. It just like it's crazy how they just give those little nods off, and it's like it works out perfectly. Like it's not overdone. It's always on point,
they
and it's always
respect
like a
the people that are
cool
watching
like
the
oh yeah,
movie.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Because
So
I couldn't figure out why would you fuck up Star-Lord's storyline by putting Ego in there, and then I realized they don't have Death. They don't have some of the other superpowered entities that stepped in near the end of the Infinity Gauntlets. Book 6. So the only thing I can figure is they're going to, because they passed, if you remember correctly, in one of the scenes, they passed one of the other living planets. You saw a planet with a face on it. They passed several. There was like 4 Celestials in that movie. So
Yeah.
the only thing I can think is that they're going to bring like Eternity or someone like that in, or even I can't bring Phoenix in. I don't think they got the rights to X-Men back.
No.
But they can bring in some of these other presences that then can parlay into new storylines with the upcoming movies. But we're not going to see shit in the first film except for people dying.
Yeah.
okay.
It's the whole thing. The first one's going to set up the story. They're going to meet Thanos. All hell will break loose. Credits roll. We'll be pissed off. We'll have to wait a year.
Sounds good. So moving forward, just to get the other topic that we're going to talk about, let's talk about con experiences. We'll go around the table again like we have before. If anyone's ever been to a convention,
No love for Justice League.
Hey, now,
I just real quick.
Look,
I want to like throw it in there real quick.
I want to make a plea for that movie because here's the thing. I obviously by my namesake, I am a huge Flash fan, and I Wonder Woman was a great step for DC. Excellent. My thing is that I feel like Justice League. I'm kind of worried about it because of the way the direction it's going. It looks great. The trailers have made it fantastic. I think excellent casting choices for all of them. Ezra Miller, I was a little worried about it because of the way they're portraying Barry, but I definitely see what they're doing. But my thing is that Justice League, if it does well, I mean, it doesn't have to do tremendously well. If it does well, then hopefully we will then see more character movies, and we'll see more of that universe because that universe is great. There is a lot of great stories, a lot of great characters. They can pull from so many different storylines, and they can make it fantastic. So I have very high hopes for Justice League. I feel like they've done a great campaign with marketing, and I feel like with the Wonder Woman and with the Wonder Woman movie doing so well, I think that is going to give more positivity to the audience, to the public about going to see Justice League because they'll be able to see Wonder Woman, be able to see her interact with other characters. So I have a good feeling about it. I could be wrong. I might be eating my words.
You're an optimist.
I am an optimist, but I do see how it could definitely turn the wrong way. And
did you see what they did to Batman and the Man of Steel and Suicide Squad?
Yeah, I know.
Wonder Woman is the first movie they've done where they respected the character and they respected the fans, and that is a step in the right direction. And you know why they did that? They kept Zack Snyder the fuck out of the building.
Yes.
Zack
Zack
kept him out of the building. He had an issue. He had a family issue. I mean,
which
I like to hate on the guy tweet
sometimes, but
no. You guys need to understand. I'm not referencing that whatsoever. I'm saying when they started work on Wonder Woman, he had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, he didn't, because
he had this thing. The reason why Man of Steel was so fucked up was because from jump, Zack Snyder wanted to make a Batman movie, and he wanted to incorporate his 3 favorite Batman stories into one, which doesn't fucking work.
No, it does
not. But he
not.
decided to do that anyway. And the only way he could do it was by making a moody, dark Superman, and then DC's like, all right, maybe we'll let you do some Batman. And then he went and fucked that up. when he did Batman versus Superman, and then the thing is when you start any story, whether it's a comic book or a video game or a movie, if you start in the wrong place, you're correcting from that point forward. You're trying to correct. You cannot course correct because every movie that goes along has to build off the previous one, which means it's already aimed the wrong direction. So no matter how hard you try and curve it back, it's not going to happen. They can't fix it. They have to ignore it.
Yeah, exactly.
If they ignore everything they've done before Wonder Woman, except for the most basic parts, it's like, oh, Superman and Batman met. They became friends. Oh, look, there's some villains. Okay, that's all we got. Now we got Wonder Woman. This is good. Now we're going to start from here. As long as they do that, then they stand a chance. But the moment DC steps in and says, no, it has to be trendy and PC, it has to fit this, and this, the SJWs want to see this in the movie, we have to have this relevant or else it's not going to sell.
Always about
You've seen what they did with their books after Flashpoint. And that's exactly what they did with the fucking movies, and that's what's got me worried. As for Barry Allen, I was with you. I was concerned about it, but if you think about it, The Flash has always been kind of analogous with Spider-Man. They got a similar sense of humor. They're boy genius type thing.
Here's the problem.
So he's got to compete with Spidey in the movies, so it makes sense that they made him young.
True, but here's the problem, and I'll end it real quick. But Barry Allen is not like Peter Parker. Barry Allen is a very focused person. He takes his powers very seriously. He is a forensic scientist in the comics. He has a certain air about him. Wally West was that Spider-Man like Flash. He was really cocky. He had all the quips. He was the one who was more of the showboating like young guy. They're making Barry younger in this one, and I'm concerned that they're gonna really give Barry the wrong impression of who he is in the comics. And
they've been doing that for a while, though.
I know,
but the DC animated movies from like the last 15 years, the good ones, that's where DC did good, was with the animated stuff.
Yeah,
all the animated movies were good, but all the animated movies had Barry, but he acted like Wally.
Yeah,
he had the Spidey jokes. He had that quick sense of humor.
So I'm gonna.
I think they've kind of smashed the characters together.
There's a second part to our main topic.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to pull the rug beneath Kyle's feet here. I just had to give Justice League a little notion right there of recognition. But going back to what Kyle was going to bring up here for the last part of the segment,
I've already said it once, but con experiences. If we're gonna go around the table, talk about real quick things that we've either something fucking insane that's happened to us at a con. Cool cosplays that we've either done or seen, just stuff that we've found interesting. I know Shawn's attended cons for the past 10-something years doing that. Yeah. So I don't have as much to say. So I think me and Caitlyn will go first because we've only attended one convention, and then we'll go around the table. So, Caitlyn, you and me at Animate with Antony. What did you think about that?
You can go first.
I can go first. Yeah. Good. You got to prepare yourself. So we went to it was near Miami.
It was a long ass time ago.
Long ass time ago. It was a convention called Animate, and it was only anime. It wasn't just an anime only convention. It wasn't like a super con where it was everything kind of smacked together. And we enjoyed it. It was cool. But there was a couple things that were interesting. It was when Attack on Titan was starting to get big, so like everyone was all about the Attack on Titan stuff. They had
so cringe.
They had cosplay like attire there that you could actually buy. That was like the Wings of Freedom set that they have with like the cloak and all the other stuff.
I see those a lot around like anywhere I go, and it's just like, you nerd.
Sounds like that bully. And then it was funny because we went with.
That's so wrong.
We went with
that was a big laugh for nothing.
Yeah, we went with our father.
Geeks ragging on geeks. I love it.
We went with our father, and on the dealer's floor, they had one aisle that was all titty pillows. The whole aisle was just strewn with titty pillows, and we walked. We walked.
Of his fucking his Amazon search history.
My Amazon search history is so fucked. There's the what was that? The pocket, that big ass fuck me silly thing. There's that body pillows. I think it's so messed up that when I went to type in near Automata sales, the sponsored result was to be pillows, like body pillows. I have a picture. I just typed in Near Automata sales, and the sponsored result was body pillows for 2B. And I'm like, what the fuck? Are you serious?
Wow.
And but yeah, my
Just
Amazon
don't tell them
search
how
history,
many you bought.
my Amazon search history is so screwed. The amount of shit we just searched for. On my wish list, I have like a gallon of, or like a tub of like lube or something like that. It's like water-based lubricant.
It is
like,
my
too
dream
much
to
lube
buy
is a
one of
bad
those
thing.
and not open it. Just leave it in the garage for people to walk by and look at and start wondering. And
my
ask,
car.
Should I ask a question about why he has a barrel of lube? And he's like, I just want to own it to put it out somewhere as a thoughtful piece.
cost you $1,000. And we went through that dealer's hall, like right through the middle with my father, and he just looked around, and I kind of got like that like aura of what am I doing here, and what do my kids do? Like, what is this hobby that they participate in? Now, don't get me wrong. My father's he's watched a lot of anime with us, and he's enjoyed a lot of anime with us. But the thing with anime is it's very polarizing because there's a huge section of it that's really bad, and there's a huge section of it that's really good. And they kind of collide every once in a while, and you're like, shit, that's the other side. Let's not associate with those people and stuff like that.
Sir, are you talking about hentai? You just had to say it. That's okay.
No.
Now, where does Antony sit on that spectrum? That's my question.
Antony takes a train back and forth every day, so he's chilling on both sides.
It's a very short train ride for him, by the way.
A hop, skip, and a jump down the field, pretty much.
Yeah.
And it's just, but it was just funny seeing that because they had like sticky notes over the nipples and the cooter area and stuff like that. So I just found that shit very funny. But it was fun. There's a lot of cool cosplay. They had someone that was straight up George from Halo Reach. He was there.
Oh, that's cool.
And he was like
he was,
decked
like-
out in gear, and
he
he
was
had
like
the
a
Gatling.
professional
Yeah, he had like the
cosplayer.
Gatling gun. There was so
Did he have the stash?
He didn't take off his helmet.
He didn't take off his helmet. There was a girl that she was dressed up as Yoko Littner from Gurren Lagann, and she looked fantastic.
Like on point?
Yeah, they had the full cast of Fairy Tale there, which was pretty cool. Everyone dressed, not the voice actors, but the actual people dressed up as, and they were all taking like group photos. That was really cool. Just that was Discord that just made a noise, and it was just really fun. It was nice to be surrounded by people that kind of enjoy what you enjoy. It's a good way to make friends, and that goes for all conventions. That's just something that, that's just something that you get when you go there. Lots of cool gear. It wasn't just anime. They did have League of Legends stuff and gaming stuff there as well. But it was just really fun. I definitely enjoyed it. I was always thinking about going back to do something like that again. And definitely because they had just a bunch of cool shit there, just constant cool shit. Like was it Antony that bought the Buster Sword, like the Buster Sword
and
remake?
He still has it.
Yeah,
remember
completely.
seeing
It was
that.
like completely made out of like steel Buster Sword, like 50-pound big ass sword that he spent like $100-something on. It's crazy looking. No, it was like I think it was like 175, $200, something like that. But that was cool. We definitely enjoyed that convention. They had like areas where they would showcase episodes of anime. That's how we first watched Kuroko no Basket, wasn't it, Count?
Yeah.
At that thing. So yeah, definitely it was fun. Cool stuff. Oh my gosh, the Discord is going off. I need to mute that. But what about you? Coming to you, Count. What about you? What did you enjoy about the convention in general, or the idea of a convention?
I wasn't.
Talk in
I
the
don't
mic.
really. I don't really.
Sit up. Sit up. Talk in the microphone, please. It's not that hard.
I don't really remember much about it.
You don't? How old were you? What do you think? Was that like 4 or
It was
5
like
years ago?
freshman year.
Damn, that was a long time ago.
It was a long time
We're
ago.
old people.
I wasn't really. What?
He said old people.
I wasn't really into anime that much then, so.
She was just there for the shits and giggles to laugh at
I
us,
brought a friend too.
to laugh at the weebs. Yeah. But what about you, Tyler? Have you ever been to a convention?
So I've only been to one convention, and it wasn't my choice to personally go, and it wasn't an anime convention. However, I do want to do something like that. So if there's ever one around here, let me know, please. I would love to go.
SuperCon has anime.
Yeah, well, like when though? It's annual, biannual?
It's annual.
Okay.
It just ended.
Oh, really?
Like,
Okay.
it's over.
Damn.
It just
So
ended.
So I went to a Venezuelan convention down in Miami with my girlfriend, being from Venezuela. Her and her family invited me to go, and I've never been to a convention before, but I knew what it most consisted of. And, you're obviously in this very large room with a lot of different activities going on, a lot of booths, and they're all, it's based off of something a major like one main theme, but obviously it's split into different subjects.
Tyler, I'm confused. You went to
a Venezuelan convention, yes.
A convention for Venezuela.
Yes.
Did you? I think you.
They have country conventions.
I think you misunderstood the purpose.
Dude, I want to go to an Irish convention. You spend the whole time drunk.
Yeah, right. Just having some whiskey. No, they had they just had a lot of live music, food. It was a culture
festival.
Convention, really, if you will, but for Venezuela, and
that's cool.
Yeah, it was very neat. I mean, I was the only white person there. I was the only, just English.
Just everywhere you walked. Hey, gringo.
Yeah, pretty much. Hola.
Yeah.
Gringo.
But it was great though. We had a great time. We were there till like 2 a.m. or something too, and it was just like I was so tired afterwards. But like a lot of food, a lot of different festivities going on. It was really neat, and like the music was great too. They party until the sun comes up. So it was interesting. I did like
most Hispanic people.
Yeah.
Pretty much late all night.
Yeah.
Kind of bumping and grooving.
Yeah, pretty much like that. But and then they also had like some clothes you could buy too at some booths. They had like very fashionable, like kind of just.
So you said you were dragged there. Now was
no, I wasn't saying I wasn't like forcing against my will, but it wasn't. It wasn't my idea.
Were you with a significant other, aka a girlfriend?
I did say I was with my girlfriend and her family. So
okay.
Thanks for listening.
I see why Tyler proceeded to go to his Venezuelan convention.
It probably without her, I would have not have went because I would have never heard
more
of it.
Of a definitely.
Well, one not is a no. So yeah, no, I wouldn't even heard of it before. It just they brought me along. I was like, okay, cool, something to do. It was a good experience. It was fun. I did enjoy it.
What about you, Sam? Have you ever been to a convention?
Unfortunately, no. I was gonna have the opportunity to go to the Raleigh SuperCon. That was gonna be. It was there a couple weeks ago. I was planning on going with a couple people, but turned out that I had some things come up. But I was really looking forward to it. I was actually gonna wear my Flash, not costume. I was gonna cosplay because I'm definitely not the body type for Flash. But I was going to wear all my Flash paraphernalia, all my clothes and stuff. Didn't get a chance to. I really want to go to one. They look amazing. Meeting new people, getting exclusives. So definitely would go to one for sure. So if I can find one around my area, I would definitely go. But no, sadly, I have not been to one before.
Okay. I guess you kind of answered the question. But if you can go to anyone that you've heard of, what would be like a one you would like to participate in?
Well, I mean, San Diego looks amazing. Only thing is that, like, I hear it's like super crowded.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And so I would actually like to go to one of the smaller like conventions, like the Raleigh one. I think from what I saw the pictures from didn't look too bad. So I think a local one would be better. I know that like there's more exclusivity. You get to meet more famous people. Now they had some really great lineup. At the one here, they actually had the creator of Rick and Morty there, one of the creators there. They had some voice actors there. They had a lot of famous people at that one actually. So I would probably go to like a local one. But yeah, I would definitely like to go to one that's a regional one that I live in. But I would love to go to San Diego one time. Probably one time I would like to go. But yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Be like a bucket list thing. You do it once and you're like, wow, that fucking sucks.
Yeah,
do that again.
Pretty much that would be what I would do. And then I would love to go to anime one. I am a little weary about it going with somebody. I would have to go with someone who likes anime as well, because if I take like someone I knew or like my family member or someone who's not into it, I think they would be really freaked out by it. So
don't worry, Mom. They're just pillows. Don't look that way. That's not a titty. No, Mom, no.
You'd be more trying to explain to her why the costumes to kill the kill are showing so much skin.
Yeah.
It's armor.
Yeah.
I know several professional cosplayers, and they never, ever go like overly sexy. They don't dress in like, even when they're going out for the night, they're usually fairly modest when they're going out clubbing and shit. But fuck, dude, when it comes cosplay time, all bets are off.
Yeah, you got to portray that character perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fucking weird part is like how differently people treat them when they're in costume.
Oh yeah, it's like acting.
And I'm sitting here. I've known this chick for like 10 years, and I would never think to stare at her ass just because I respect her. And I mean that sounds retarded, but it's true. She's been my friend for so long. I just don't look at her like that. And then I go to her with her to MegaCon, and like I can't get a fucking word in edgewise because there's 362 single fat guys waiting to get a picture with her.
Her boobs are just as big as mine. Let's get a picture.
I think another con would be great to go to is the D23, the Disney convention. I think that would be an excellent one to go to.
That'd be awesome too. D23 would be cool.
Especially with all the Kingdom Hearts stuff.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. So what about you, Shawn? We know that you are our veteran con person thing.
Grandmaster.
You got any funny stories for us? Something fucking crazy that happened to you besides single fat guys?
I got picked up by 32 Deadpools and carried across the con.
Oh, wow. What?
They basically did a rolling crowd surf. Like, because I was talking to this one of the Deadpools was a mime. Another one was a chef, and it was a fat guy with like pancakes and cheeseburgers and shit glued to his outfit. There was Naked Pool. There was Zombie Deadpool. There was like every variation on Deadpool you can think of. There was Venom Deadpool. And then there was Mime Deadpool, who actually ended up being a mute. He couldn't talk, so the dude talked in sign language. And I know some broken American sign, and I signed back to him, and he got all excited because he didn't have anyone to talk to the whole time he was there, except for his girlfriend, who was off getting I don't remember. It was a anime reverse harem thing, one of those like dreamy boys things. He was off getting. So, like something signed by one of the Japanese voice actors that was there.
Shoujo.
And I could have told him like, hey, how's it going? Like, I know a little bit of sign. Do bananas like to pee? I don't know what the fuck I'm doing half the time.
Accurate. It's so
But
accurate.
he gets excited and he motions the other Deadpools over, and then he points at me and does a heart in the air. And then all the other Deadpools get excited. And I'm telling you, when you go to a convention, especially a bigger one, Deadpool travels in squads, and they do not give a fuck. Yeah, squads, dude. The Spider-Man, you'll see them team up every so often, but they go do their own thing. But the Deadpools, they find each other and then forget about their families. They don't care.
That's
Wow.
hardcore.
And they hoisted me up, and then they just kept charging through, pushing people out of the way, just charging through the con. And I was pushed to the back of the crowd, then back to the front of the crowd. Then to the back of the crowd again, to the front of the crowd, and they carried me all the way around. They went out of the main room, down the what's it called, promenade, back up the promenade. I didn't touch the ground for like 20 minutes. All because I was like, "Yeah, man, nice costume." Or I don't even fucking remember what I told him because again,
That's crazy.
my signing is very broken. But yeah, dude, crazy shit happens at cons. When I go, I usually make a trip of it. Like I've had more horror stories from the little tiny regional cons than I have from MegaCon. Scary shit happens at those things. But at MegaCon, I'll go for anywhere between 2 to 4 days, depending on what my funds are and who goes with me and what panels there are. Because I've met Stan Lee. I Love Lady Death. I met Brian Pulido. I talked to him for 2 hours after his panel. I've met a lot of like famous artists, famous cosplayers. I've got all these connections, and then I never talk to them again because I'm fucking retarded. But I have a whole list of fucking people that I've met at MegaCon. I still have their phone numbers on my phone and shit. Once in a while, I get a text message: "Are you going this year?" And I'm like, "Fuck yeah!" And then I can't find them. But I let you go to all these. There's different panels every day. You get to go in and either see skits or hear like movie stars or comic illustrators talk about different challenges. I'm especially fond of going to ones that talk about issues in the industry, much like our conversation we had a few weeks ago about the sexism in video games. Like I've sat in on several panels on that, on several panels on women in comic books, and I mean not like that Anita Sarkeesian mess a few weeks back where it was supposed to be women in video games. It was a very different thing, man. It was so cool, and I don't know, man. I just like you do the panels. I have a day where I just go up and down every single merch row. I take note of places I want to buy stuff from. And then I come back on Sunday because you can haggle on the last day because they try and get rid of as much merch as they can, so they don't have to take as much back home. And these guys come from all over the fucking place to sell stuff there. So I'll usually, unless it's something I think is going to get snatched up, I'll wait till the last day and then I'll buy, a couple of things, a little souvenir type stuff or something that I really want. I got a $600 death stat, the endless death, like Sandman death. Anybody? No? Okay.
No.
Well, anyway, there's a DC character from Vertigo Comics.
Oh,
there's the endless. Yeah, death. With the Ankh and shit. I got a $600 death statue for like $150. I was really fucking psyched. Yeah, it's really nice. But I have one day where I'll do just that. I'll just do the shopping stuff and just scoping things out, occasionally leaving for whatever panels I want to do. And I usually select the day with the least interesting panels. And then the rest of the time it's running around getting pictures taken with cosplayers. Like there's this girl I run into every year. She's like 4'8". I have no idea how the fuck old she is because she's looked permanently 18 for like the last 10 years of her life. I have no idea.
You went safe with the 18 there. So
she looks young as fuck, but like she goes like she'll stop by and she's like, it's beer time. And I'm like, all right, and we'll leave and go across the street to a bar and a hotel and hang out with no, she can't. Obviously she's older than 18. Okay. We'll go to this bar in one of the hotels and it'll be like 52 cosplayers in there just all having cocktails. But last year I saw her, she went as Aladdin from Magi. Oh, okay. And it was fucking awesome. Like she had the outfit perfect. She taped herself down, did the whole thing. It wasn't even a gender bent. Like she made it a masculine outfit.
Oh, that's cool.
Because she's small, so she was able to pull off the size. Then her best friend was Alibaba.
She should have had
I fangirled when I saw him. I'm like, holy shit, I love it. She's like, I know.
She should have had like
and that was before they did the prequel.
She should have like a buff as fuck dude walking around like a blue bodysuit. That'd be fucking awesome.
Like the genie,
yeah, the
genie. Oh yeah, dude,
that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, but it's the thing about MegaCon and any large convention, especially geek conventions, because I've been to horror conventions and even those things, that's still a geek thing, is you feel safe. You don't feel like you're allowed to be as nerdy and as dumb and as just geek-tastic as you want to be because everyone else there is also a super geek. So you get to meet up with people and just fangasm over stuff, and it's like you're in your own element and you're swimming with fish just like you. So it's just really cool. I like the big ones. I like the crowded ones. I get to meet all these people and I get to joke around with I make friends there. I met this dude because I'm a huge Ghostbusters geek, and this one I now know the head of the local chapters of the Ghostbusters. He has an ectomobile in Deltona where I live. He has a fucking ectomobile here, and he's like invited me to come over and look at all his gear. He's made proton packs and shit. I'm like, fuck yes. So it's like going to Disneyland for me. It's one of my favorite things to do, and I love to share it with people. I try and get the biggest possible group of friends I can together to go. And then when we go there, we end up getting scattered and we just randomly hang out in groups throughout the days. And then we meet up at the end, go to a restaurant or whatever, get food, crash out at the hotels, partially drunk half the time, go swimming or whatever. And if you're single and you're on the prowl, dude, there's so many people there. There's like a whole fucking hookup culture that happens after MegaCon for geeks. No, yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, there's this whole geek hookup thing that happens. And they have one night at MegaCon, I think it was Friday night, if I remember correctly, where they have two different nightclub get-togethers. One of them is an all-ages kind of thing, and that's kind of tame. And then they have one that happens that is 21 and up. And that one is insane. Like, it's like what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. That's all I'm saying. Wow. By the end of the one night that I went with the, what was it, supervillains? It was supervillains in here. I think it was just was it heroes and supervillains or just supervillains? It was mostly supervillains. But by the end of the night, almost everyone was naked.
Okay.
Like, I'm not even lying. Like, it was fucking crazy.
Wow.
Okay, we'll leave it
Yeah,
at that.
like it was fucking nuts. But I mean, it's a really fun time. It's good. Yeah, in your mellow. It was
Both salted
It
and
was-
roasted.
so good. Like I really love it,
think-
and it's
I think you
one of
brought
those
up-
times when you get to celebrate being you.
Yeah, I think you brought up an excellent point. With it's definitely a fantastic way to meet others because
It's a great community.
Oh yeah, well yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the time you do, like you said, you don't get the time to geek out about things or present your hobbies to people that you meet either at work or doing other things. It depends obviously on the area that you're in. Like if sometimes you could have people that you spend all day with if you're in like a cubicle. Other times you can't talk to a single coworker because you're busy the entire day. It depends, and a lot of the time you just don't get that opportunity for things like that to be brought up in conversation. So it's a fantastic way to meet other people. If you've never been to a con
dude.
and you want friends that like what you have, that's the best way to do it. And just go there and, like Shawn said, be you and just be like as nerdy as you can fucking be. You'll attract attention and just love what you're doing there. Just be, and don't be an asshole. Definitely don't.
Oh
be an
no! You will get kicked out in no time. Like the moment you start acting like
So
an
you
asshole,
will
the
get
geeks will
killed.
band together. And you don't even have to have security. There is enough people there because I've seen it happen, where one guy decided that his hands was allowed to roam and touch. God, what the fuck was? I think it was Princess Peach. Actually, I think
Not
he kind of
Peach.
accidentally broke
He
her
tried to
ass.
get her Peach.
And dude, no, like 30, 40 people surrounded him and just walked his ass out.
Wow.
Just descended
Walked him
upon
out and then stood there and waited for him to fucking leave. Like, and it was a lot of people, and like, because you can't do something there without being seen. It just doesn't fucking happen. There's
Yeah,
too
way
many people.
Yeah.
Oh, and Sam, you had mentioned small cons. I went to a small anime con a while ago. I used to go to a lot of small ones anytime I heard about them, and now I kind of avoid them like the plague because of this one. Like, I just done one at UCF that was like an anime con, and it was all right. It was like a small banquet room at a hotel kind of thing, but it was at UCF. It wasn't a huge room. It was like,
Yeah.
I don't even know how to describe the size, but it wasn't any bigger than a movie theater.
Right.
You know, and it was supposed to be anime. There was 6 tables with anime related gear. There were 12 tables with furry stuff.
Oh god.
There was like 72 furries, and I'm not talking about like I've got a tail stacked onto my jeans. I'm talking
Like full
fucking the whole bodysuit. They had a little dance floor set up. Like it turned into a furry convention.
Just
And
to
eight
start
of
off
us
this
that were there for
conversation,
anime.
Before
We're
it gets
in a
out of
corner.
hand. Before it gets out of hand, to start this conversation, we have nothing against this. If you love something,
No,
you
not at
love
all.
it. Just before, because things can easily become misconstrued the way you say things. It doesn't matter, but it never.
Oh yeah.
If you like,
Intentions are never spread across.
if you like hairy situations, then, more power to you.
No, well, if you
No, the thing is I went expecting to find
I feel
was
you.
looking specifically. I was looking for
That
Vash's gun. I wanted to find Vash's gun. I've been looking for it forever, right? And occasionally it pops up, and it's expensive. And I had money for it. I was all excited because I heard that there's a guy there that makes anime gear, and he was there. He had Wolfwood's coffin, one of the coffins there, and it was the rocket launcher one, so it had a little tube bored out at the end. It didn't. I mean, it didn't fire anything, but it was kind of cool. But he didn't have the gun, but I went there for that, and I ended up being surrounded by like My Little Pony. It was. After I got over the shock, those motherfuckers party hard. Like I had fun there up until the end when things got a little freaky, and it turned into a different kind of party entirely. No,
Once the
I will come out
ecstasy
and
was
say,
introduced,
there was a lot of furries that did not get involved in this, but I happened to not realize it was forming behind me.
oh god,
And then when I turned around, there was things happening in public that I didn't expect to be happening in public between some furries. Now, I think they got
Shawn
kicked out or
Ryan.
something, but that was the last time I didn't want to see what I saw. And that just kind of, I was like, all right, well, this ended up not being what I would came here for. So maybe I just kind of avoid
Run
the small
away.
ones.
Yeah.
'Cause I didn't realize you could do that kind of shit and still keep your suit on.
Yeah. God damn it.
Dude, they have those little pocket holes that just like come out of nowhere.
Holy
They
shit,
open
enough
them.
of
they
that.
have like
We
flaps or
had
something. I don't know. But
that one that we
I
went
no,
to
I'm actually thinking about taking a friend of mine who's a furry and get to go and be around folks that like that. I was thinking about running down to, because there's going to be a furry convention in Miami, actually.
No.
I think in October.
What? What's wrong?
Yeah, there's a furry con down there, and so I was thinking about going down there with her and stopping in and taking a look around, and then just fucking hanging out at the beach the rest of the day. So I have nothing against like the whole furry thing. It's not my style. I know exactly what kind of temperature those fucking costumes get to, so you couldn't convince me to wear one.
No, damn straight. Especially if you're like not.
Yeah, it fucking really seals in the freshness.
Yeah. Oh god.
Really seals in the flavor.
Yeah,
Oh no.
I know what I
know.
smell.
I fight crime in a rubber suit.
I give you permission to cry. Oh, this shit is fantastic.
That's great.
Oh man.
Oh man.
Man, now I have two things to look at for the intro. I don't know what I'm going to
Just flip a coin, man. Remember? I
probably
told you.
will.
That's how you
So
do
yeah,
it.
it's
Yeah.
foolproof.
All right, so we're coming to the end of the line.
You've reached
That was our main topic. Had a lot of good conversation.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us, Sam. And,
Thank you.
Being
Yeah,
here.
man. Pleasure meeting you.
I do appreciate that you all were able to join me yet again. I am trying to buy time while I open up the document to look at the ending. But again, yep. Thank you all for tuning in to episode 13 of the Thought Patrol podcast. We will, again, continue to present these as much as we enjoy doing them every week until, I don't know, the end.
Until the cows come home.
Yeah, the end comes. So,
To the fat lady sings.
yeah,
There you go.
so if you guys enjoy what you heard, you enjoy our content, please subscribe. Get us weekly. We do upload every Monday. And we are on YouTube as well as on podcasting services. The only ones that we are on iTunes and Google Play. We are also on Audio Boom. I don't know how many people actually use Audio Boom, but we are on there. They're who host our feeds, so they allow us to be on other Thought Patrol, but on other podcasting services. So that's where we kind of come from. We do, our home channel thing is YouTube. We will try eventually and get gameplay out. I'm working on it slowly but surely. Bills have to be paid, and I don't have the money to drop on recording equipment, at least right now. But we're working on
If
it.
I can find my capture box, I'll mail it to you. But I don't know where the fuck it is.
But again, if you like what you heard, go ahead and leave a subscribe. If you want to talk to us in any way, shape, or form, you can either leave a comment down in the description. We'll be happy to hear from you. Or join the Discord. We have a couple people in there. I'd say about 12 to 13, and half of them are the hosts. But it is somewhat busy. It's been a little bit busy recently. But if you have anything you want to say to us, we are all there, and we'll be happy to hear from you. And again,
Oh, yeah.
thank you all for joining us. We're gonna go have a sign off from everybody. Hopefully, Tyler's will be better than last week.
What did I say last time?
I don't know. I just know it wasn't good.
Yeah, it was okay. I got one.
What about you, Kevin?
I'm gonna go to bed.
Yep, she's going to bed. She's tired. Tyler?
Bye, guys.
Oh God. Sam?
See you in the next life.
There we go.
Damn.
Shawn?
That was grim. Fuck. You better not be in the news tonight, Sam.
No, don't worry. Don't worry.
Shawn? Sam, it's not worth it. And what about you, Shawn?
It's not, dude. We love you. All right? People care about
Not
you.
worth it.
You are an important person.
Yeah.
That's what's called dark humor.
There you go. What about you, Shawn?
Hugs and kisses and all your pink parts.
We're gonna put that on a T-shirt or something at one point.
Yeah, maybe.
So again, we will see you all next week, and thank you for tuning in.
Deuces.
No.